Woo, we're live. Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Uh-huh.
Hi.
Alrighty. We're all saying our hellos here. Okay. So, hi, I'm Emily, and thank you for joining me during Roll Plus Bonds 3rd year anniversary stream. We
Woo.
are a woo. We are a tabletop role playing game server born out of a love of the podcast Friends at the Table. We make and play tons of games, and we're celebrating our 3rd year anniversary with another 72-hour charity stream. This year, all donations will go to Black and Pink, a national prison abolitionist organization dedicated to abolishing the criminal punishment system and liberating LGBTQIA2S plus people and people living with HIV/AIDS who are affected by that system. And Black and Pink does this through advocacy, support, and organizing. You can find out more about Black and Pink at blackandpink.org, all lowercase. If you can, please donate to this great cause and or spread the word. Thank you so much for your support. We originally had a $1,000 goal to reach, and we've surpassed that. So now we have a $2,000 goal to reach, and we are slowly but surely getting our way there. We are a little over halfway to our goal. So, once again, if you guys could donate, if you guys could spread the word, we would really appreciate it for this great cause. Thank you so much. Okay, so we are going to be playing for the next few hours Medusa's Marauders M.C. by Therapeutic Blasphemy Games. You can find it on itch.io. Um, and once again, I'm Emily. I use she, her pronouns. Joining me today, and I feel like we can go in Discord order, so we can start with Cindi and go from there.
Yeah.
So joining me today are
Hi, I'm Cindi. I use she, her pronouns. Also, if you're confused by Miranda isn't first, it is because Discord and the OBS overlay are different for some reason. So for us, she's at the
oh yeah,
bottom of the Discord order.
in Discord order, it's Cindi supremacy.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm Cindi. I use she, her pronouns. I don't find me online.
Please don't.
Very good. Um, I'm Emily. I use she, her pronouns. I'll be the facilitator for the next few hours. For Medusa's Marauders, you can find the games that I make at toomanyfeelings5.itch.io. One of my games, Toad and Frog Get Married, was played for this very stream. So check that out. Check my games out. Donate to Black and Pink.
Cool. I'm just going to read out the same thing I did 4 hours ago. Hi, I'm Halceon. You can find the games that I make over at halceon.itch.io. None of them are being played this stream because I've been lazy last year. You can find the tweets that I don't make at Halceon on Twitter. And please, for the love of horror, do not find the Let's Plays that I used to do 10 years ago. Also, I did play Toad and Frog previously, and I'm happy to be here again.
Yay!
Okay, I'm Maren. I use they, them pronouns. I don't do a lot of things online, so find me if you want, but I don't see the point, so.
Fair.
Hi, I'm Miranda. I use she, her pronouns, and you can find me on Twitter at crash_pit.
That's a powerful Twitter handle.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. So I feel like the next thing to do would be to do like a brief overview of our characters. Actually, no, I lied. The thing to do would be to do a brief overview of the game we're playing so people
Yes.
know what the fuck we're doing. So we are playing Medusa's Marauders MC, which stands for Motorcycle Club. Um so I'm just gonna read the brief pitch that the game gives for what this game is about. Um, so you have just been initiated into the Medusa's Marauders Motorcycle Club. Outsiders call members of the club Marauders. You can now proudly wear the colors of our organization. You have proven yourself capable as a mage and protector of the arcane secrets known only to those who live their lives, slinging spells while barreling down the open highway on 2 wheels. As a full member, it is your sacred duty to protect the MC and, above all, the arcane mysteries that exist on forgotten highways obscured by decades of magical conflict. We travel these roads where the mundane people cannot go and provide directions on the speediest way back to hell for the denizens who wander too close to our domain. So, this is a game about magic users on motorcycles, and it rules. I'm very excited. It is based on the Harmony Drive system from Cat McDonald and Peach Garden Games. Um, and it's just very cool. We're part of it. We're part of a queer magic motorcycle club. Get hyped.
It's so
Um, some,
cool.
it's so cool. Um,
Cool.
Some of the touchdowns that I have for this game in particular is Gideon the Ninth, Mad Max Fury Road. Weirdly, I was thinking and I was like, yeah, horse girl movies fit into this for some reason. Um, Something about like the power of connection between a person and their mode of transport. I was also thinking a lot about Terminator Dark Fate, because that has a lot of hot women in it, kicking ass. So those are my touchstones. If anyone wants to like shout out anything at any point, feel free. Um, so yeah, that's kind of the vibe we're gonna be going with. It's gonna be, still be PG-13, but with way more swears. But yeah, we're gonna get fun here. So yeah. I've introduced the game. I feel like we should also introduce our characters now. Um, do we want to go in Discord order again? I feel like that makes sense.
Fine
Sure.
with me.
Sure.
All right, cool. Cindi, up to you
Okay.
now.
Yeah. I'll also show our Google Doc up on stream so people can see our characters there as well. I'll be playing Solstice Dagger Swords. Uses she, her, and Shakespeare pronouns. She is she's a nomad. Her spell pieces are to reduce, eviscerate, raining, thunderous, restorative, and captivating. Her skills are navigation, athletics, and survival. I don't think it's maybe a bit much to read all of this, so I'll just skip through them a bit.
Yeah. I feel like we don't have to read every single thing.
Yeah.
Just an overview of who we are.
Her bike is a bellicose ossifier F12, who's named Bone to Pick and uses it/she pronouns. Let's see. And her binding principles are the chapter has rules. I have, should we do binding principle after we do the rest?
I think. Oh, sorry. What were you gonna say, Halcyon?
Since I don't have mine ready,
Yeah.
I would like to keep
Also,
them in
my
my pocket
binding
for a moment.
principles work a bit better after we've read the chapter's rules. So
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, we'll. I think the thing to do is we'll go through like brief character overviews, and then we can go over the club rules and rumors. And if we want to, after that, we can circle back to binding principles.
Yeah. Also, if I go back to the Jamboard, you can see that in contrast to the other characters, my character doesn't have a cool face pic yet. So if you have a face pic for my character, put it in chat or donate to Black and Pink, so we will reach a donation on stream, and maybe we'll pick whatever you suggest as a face pic. I don't have very high standards for this, so like, don't be worried that I won't pick it because I'll probably be like, yeah, sure.
Solstice, it turns out.
Also, I believe in you all to have cool face casts, so.
Oh yeah, like first of all, we trust chat to provide us with nothing but the
Yes.
most quality face cast. Second of all, I feel like Solstice can look like look like a lot of people.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I think the buy-in here is feel free to suggest face casts for Solstice at any time. When we can, we'll read them aloud in for the game. And if you
Also,
want to,
yeah. Also, you can of course, do a bike pick as well. What my cool bike
Yes.
looks like.
Face
Bike
cast
cast.
or bike pick.
Yes, I will say I have picked a Bellico's Ossifier, which is very bone based, based on the rules of the game, based on the
We
game's
do bones
description.
here.
Yeah.
Oh, very good, very good. Yeah, bone-based bike. Let's go. Yeah, if you want to up the ante and have the bike pick or face cast that you do be particularly shouted out on stream, feel free to donate to Black and Pink, or somehow communicate to us that you've like shouted it out in some way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Love Solstice. Okay, so I will be playing. Let me scroll up to my character information. Helen Helion Han uses she/her pronouns. She is the Elder Lich. Um, what else do I have? My skills are Harvest, Occult, and Warfare. My spell pieces are Splinter, Chain, Liquefy, Engulfing, Incinerate, and Severing. My bike is the Steel Nightmare JBJ86. Basically, what if a motorcycle was kind of like a horse? Um, and my motorcycle's name is Left Hoof of Darkness, known as Lefty for short. Uses she/her pronouns. My bike is the one that's, posted on the Jamboard right by, Helen. And it's basically just looks like a very cobbled together, like like built from scratch motorcycle with a big horse skeleton, with a big horse skull um on it. And yeah, that is Lefty. Um, Helen is face cast as Lori Tan Chin. I'm thinking of her specifically from the show Nora from Queens. But basically, Helen is this very small, very old, um, butch biker lady who's just here to kick ass.
Okay. I'm going to skip over the number stuff because I don't think that's exciting, but I am
Yeah.
playing Vulcaner Perseus Redress. He, him. I'm playing the playbook Medusa Reincarnate, which means that I am playing a man who magical girl transforms into Medusa to do magic and violence. I have the spell pieces Reveal, Petrifying, Soaring, Riposte, Confusing, and Healing. And I am riding a Shadow Prancer SE named Percussive Silence. The bike is perpetually wreathed in a bit of black smoke, and when necessary, in a lot of black smoke. Um, so it's always a little fuzzy. And overall, the look is I'm wearing my green jacket, but over top of that, I have on my left wrist a shiny bronze-colored bracer. On my right hip, there's a holster for a gun that looks like it's made of diamonds. And my bike helmet is shaped like a hoplite's helmet.
Oh, that's so good. Fuck yes.
All right. I'm playing Marrow Death Chaser Spades. Pronouns they them, and they go by spades usually. Um, Jeez. Were we reading spell pieces?
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
go through spell pieces just
Okay.
briefly.
Yeah, my spell pieces are Explosive, Necrotizing, Armored, Forceful, Bury, and Breaking. And my specialty is Unparalleled Violence. The Road Warrior is basically, it's the Road Warrior. Um, I ride a bike called of the type Tenosian Devastator 1312. Its name is the Sliver of Death, and it has the exhaust has the smell of death from it, and yeah, it's badass and deadly.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Love this. All right.
All right,
Last
I
but
am
not
playing Meteor Lane to Waste, Lane for short. She is the progeny. Um, her bike is the Infernal Triptych Trike.
Mm.
Spell pieces are Luminous, Blazing, Twilight, Astral, Mirrored, and Empowered. Skills are Communication, Harvest, and Occult. As a progeny, my specialty is Piercing the Veil. I have access to all terrain spell pieces in the relevant biome.
Sick. Excellent. So the progeny, have we figured out who you're the progeny of?
No, we haven't.
Delightful. Okay. Um, I think okay, do we want to figure that out now, or do we want to go to our club rules and rumors?
Let's get the club stuff out of the way, and then we can circle back to this, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So we are broadly part of Medusa's Marauders Motorcycle Club, but each we have local chapters. Our local chapter is 669 Dilligaff. Dilligaff stands for Do I look like I give a fuck? So that's our motorcycle club chapter name. We decided it would be also fun to come up with our chapter rules and a couple of rumors circulating about us on the open roads. Um, do you guys mind if I just read them all now, or do we want to like each read one? Like, what are we feeling here?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right, cool. Okie dokie. Let me scroll up to our rules. Scroll. Okay, cool. So the rules for joining, being a member of 669 Dilligaff are: dig graves, plant seeds, wear your victories, lend a spare to stragglers, and always know what you're fighting for. The rumors about us that have been abound on the open roads are: we've tamed a hellhound and keep it as a pet. This is likely untrue. Our old headquarters was on a beachhead in actual hell. I'm not sure about the validity of this one either. And our chapter is 669 because it used to be 666, but then the last number got disconnected at the top and then flipped upside down. This rumor is actually true. Um, so yeah, those are our rules. Dig
Yeah,
graves,
instead
plant
of fixing
seeds.
it, people are just like, nice.
Yeah, instead of fixing it, we were all just like, nice, and then just
Nice.
ended. So yeah, that's 669 Dilligaff in a nutshell.
And somebody wrote like to the head of organization, just like, hey, we would like to change our official number. The question is why, and we just send a picture of the sign having flipped, and it's like, nice.
Excellent. Good. So yeah, all the little doodles I did around the green sticking out "Welcome to 669 Dilligav" remind me and hopefully everyone else what our rules and rumors are. Um
I see.
yeah,
That's good.
yeah. Yeah,
Mhm,
the little
mhm.
sapling is about, planting seeds and grave dirt, and the weird shirt with the patches is where your victories. The hand lending what looks like a donut to another hand, is lend a spare to stragglers. The light bulb is always know what you're fighting for. The funny dog is the rumor that we have a hellhound, and the weird squiggly waves beach. I've tried to make fire, but not really. Um, is the rumor that our old HQ used to be on a beachhead in actual hell. Um,
Here, my smallest wheel for you.
exactly. My tiny
Yeah.
wheel. Exactly.
Always lend a spare donut, you know?
A spare can mean a lot of things. Sometimes it's a
Yeah.
tire, sometimes it's a donut.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Also,
All
shout
right.
out to Jamie in chat, who's, I think, the creator of this game, um,
Yes, yes.
for
She be.
crowdsourcing my motorcycle for me. Oh no, it's very big. How do I downsize it?
Nice.
I believe in you. Ooh, that's
Oh,
a
it's real
sick ass focus.
good.
Yeah.
No choice but to stand. I feel like people can still send in bike pick references if they
Yeah.
want to. For sources.
My bike can be ephemeral and change appearances, so
Exactly. Just like Solstice can.
Yep,
Yeah.
we got our shape changer,
Exactly.
morphling.
Okay. So we've gone over 669 Dilligaf. Do we want to go over binding principles and then circle back to who Lane is the progeny of? Or
Yeah, sure.
okay, cool. Awesome. Alrighty.
Okay.
I guess Halceon, are you ready with that? Or do we want to
Uh,
move on to stuff?
I have half of a principle and I have a definite desire. I think I'm just gonna write them as the game goes on.
Alright,
But yeah,
that sounds good.
so my binding principle is uh, I severed my ties with insert name here, and I will make sure they know of it. Which is a callback to a bit of personal history, which is that Vulcaner used to be part of a neo-Nazi biker gang.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
And through um, a epic defeat and spiritual awakening, and maybe getting possessed by Medusa, came to switch their entire worldview. But there are people who think, "Oh yeah, that's our friend and buddy who just got lost."
Mm-hmm.
I'll make sure they know.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. That's really powerful.
Mhm, mhm.
And my desire, the big thing, the desire is to live up to the honor of being chosen by Medusa.
Oh, I believe. Okay. Do we want to go in Discord order in the sense that Maren, you're next?
Okay, binding principles. I lack one. It will maybe come to me during the game. Maybe not. It's fine. It's a one shot.
It's exactly, it's a one shot. Like, you're
Yeah.
fine.
Only accept surrender from a corpse, which was suggested by the game book, game rules for the Road Warrior, and I liked it. Magic is cool and all, but my fists can hurt you just as much. Take a breather when you can. You don't know when your next chance comes along. And once earned, loyalty is forever. And my desire is to end the creature that destroyed my previous bike, the Silver Bullet.
Ugh. That's so good.
Yeah.
Oh,
All
love
right.
it.
Lane's binding principles are any situation can be an opportunity to learn. Give it your all, always. And magic is a gift to give it freely, and my desire is to prove myself.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent.
That would go to me. My binding principles are the chapter has rules, I have beliefs. Which is to say, my beliefs are more important than the chapter's rules.
Oh,
Number
yeah.
2 is simple works, which is just like, why make things complicated when you just can do like direct action. 3 is listen to troubles, not commands.
Oh, that's good.
Number 4 is sometimes you just gotta do it on your own. And number 5 is a patch doesn't win a fight, which is a reference to Where Your Victories. And her desire is I don't know who I'm fighting for, but I might just find them. Which is also against the rules because there is one rule which is always know what you're fighting for.
I love that. That's
Pretty
very
funny.
good. Oh, I love that. Oh, that makes sense for the nomad too, just kind of trucking along
Yeah.
and being like, okay, I guess I'm here now. Oh, that rules. Okay. Um, so Helen, just a quick recap, is the Elder Lich. She is, a butch old lady who's been with this club for a long, long time. She's kind of undead, held together by soul shards, as is the description in her playbook. Um, so she's out here like repping the club for life and her unlife. Um, in contrast to Solstice. Okay, so Helian's binding principles are: Lefty is the only one I can truly trust. Mercy is a crapshoot. Keep up, which I think keep up for her is both directed at herself because she's old, and directed at other people because basically keep up with me, but also I'll do my best to keep up with you. Um, Messy business is my business, which basically means like if anything goes too far, Helen is there to step the fuck in. Um, and you're either honest or a waste of my time. Um, so basically, like you're either upfront or like you're full of shit, and I don't care. Her desire is to find her wife. I have no other details about that. I just know that she has a wife she needs to find.
Okay. I was gonna ask, is this like a case where like she doesn't have a wife, or where she does have a wife but doesn't know where they are?
Yeah, that's a
Can't
good
remember
point.
where I put her.
But like,
I think her wife is.
yeah, yeah,
I think her wife is missing, and
yeah.
she's like looking to find her on the open roads.
Okay.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, gone through character stuff. You gone through my okay. So, Lane, who are you the progeny of?
Hmm. Maybe it's like an adoption thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like I was taken in by the club at like a young age because I didn't have anyone else or anywhere else to go,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of stuck around for a while in my youth, and then like in my adolescence, I kind of ran away from home and like have recently like come back,
Mm-hmm.
as as an adult. Um, does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense to me. I feel like collectively adopted by the club tracks.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a
Mm-hmm.
wayward progeny returned to the club to you know, offer her new perspective that she gained wandering.
Mm-hmm. 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 Oh, that's awesome. Love that. Okay, is there anything else that we really need to go over before we kind of start to set up the game? I think we're good. I think the one thing I'll say about binding principles um, is that they're cool like beliefs that we write, but they're also cool mechanically. And basically, if we cross off all of our binding principles throughout play, we get to use our super secret, super cool signature spell, um, which is fun and neat. We might not do that because this is a one shot, but who knows?
Anything can
Okay,
happen.
exactly. Anything could happen in Medusa's Marauders MC. Um, Also, just a reminder if anyone has Phage cast suggestions for Solstice, put it in chat. We will chat. We will shout it out. Um, okay, cool. So let me scroll through the game, which is, I'm gonna be doing that a lot. It's gonna be so exciting. Um, do 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 do. So I think a thing to do is to this game works in. Hang on, let me go to our second little page here. This game works in multiple phases. Um, we have an encounter, which is basically like, an enemy to defeat. Um, we have like the preparation phase, which is us kind of like, what it sounds like on the tin. We're preparing to face the encounter. we do stuff to achieve that, and we build a dice pool to use. And then we have the player phase, which is when we can utilize the dice pool to do cool shit, to try to defeat the enemy. After that player phase, we have the encounter phase, which is when the enemy strikes back. And then, if the encounter's over, great. If it isn't, we loop back to the player phase. All this to say that I think now would be a good time to set up our situation, our encounter. I was scrolling through, the forces of hell, nature, humanity, and happenstance listed individually in the game. There are some creatures that are definitely easier to defeat. So if we want to do a kind of warm up thing, we could do that, and then we could move on to something more difficult, or we can just start off with something super difficult right off the bat. And go from there. I guess, what are our vibes? What are we feeling?
Like a simple encounter would be a good warm up, and would
Yeah.
could maybe work towards establishing like a good status quo for like our gang to like shake up in the
Yep.
Yeah, that makes
preceding
sense to me.
few hours.
Agreed.
Yeah. All right, that makes sense to me. I think the quote unquote easiest one that I could find were the Goats of Azazel, which I think I said correctly, but I'm not sure. So they most often appear as actual goats. They are hellspawn and creatures of deceit and punishment. In groups or alone, they can be found all along the arcane highways. Um, Let me add this to the Jamboard. Well, actually, no. Let me read out what their stats are, and then we can decide if we want to do this. They have Destroy 2, Redirect 2, and Outlast 10. From what I read, I think those are the lowest numbers out of the list they give us. Overall. So do
I
we
like the
want to? Do we
flavor that
want
trying
to?
to outlast the stubborn goat is
I
basically
know. I really
impossible.
want to. I want to outlast. I want to do that. Okay, I think that's fun. Let's do a goat.
Could I would like to read a note on Forces of Hell, if that's okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
Because I think it's good to have it out.
Yes.
The forces of hell are not people. They are not sentient. They are not even living creatures. They imitate living things in defiance of all that is holy. To destroy a force of hell is to coerce it into returning to its own dimension in hell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So to be super explicit, and thank you very much for reading that out. We're not killing actual goats. Any enemy that we encounter is not sentient, is not alive, is a thing that needs to be destroyed. That's part of the premise of the game. Yeah. So, we're fighting a goat, but it's more of a not alive demonic goat.
Still want to
Yeah.
pet him
I'm
though.
thinking, what was that? Sorry?
Still want to pet him though.
Oh, yeah, Natch.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get to the moral quandaries when we face the forces of humanity.
Exactly. That's where it all gets really messy. Um uh Hang on. Let me get the goat I was thinking of for this. Do do do. My cats are in my room and they're hissing at each other. It's probably because they're
Just the
hungry.
goats.
It's the forces of evil. They're...
Okay, let's get this goat in here after I Google it again because I forgot to download the image. Okay. There we go. And if you hear cat noises, they're being mean to each other right now. Okay. Do do do. Alrighty. So I think this is our goat.
And
Um, This is Black Phillip from the horror movie The Witch.
A friend.
A friend. Not to us, but you know. Yeah, so Black Phillip in the movie The Witch, apparently on set as an animal, was a bit of a nightmare to deal with and would like headbutt the actors and stuff. Which is very funny because Black Phillip in the movie kind of represented Satan. Um, so yeah, all right. Anyway, that's our first encounter enemy. I think because we are approaching an hour, I think what we can do is we can kind of like set the scene. Um, and we can have like a moment just between characters of just vibing.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then we can like take a break and start the encounter from there. Okay. So I think my first question is, what time of day is it?
I want to say this is sort of like early afternoon,
Mhm.
doing our cleanup rounds.
Mm. Mhm.
Like that.
That makes sense. What season are we in?
Season of the Witch.
That's what starts playing in this HBO miniseries. Yeah. Oh, cats
I don't
don't
know.
fight.
I think it's probably summer. I think it's probably like hot and humid out right now.
Everyone like I think someone has like some kind of like radio on their bike or something, and if you just hear a crackly voice just say, "It's not the heat, it's the humidity." Um and yeah, it's like it's I think on the road we get like that haze, you know.
Yeah.
Um and yeah, it's like early afternoon in the summer, so it hasn't reached like the hottest part of the day, but it's still like really hot and humid and just kind of gross. Um I don't like summer as a season, but it can, it's also beautiful.
Mhm.
Um yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, so it's summer, it is midday. I guess what are we all doing?
You know Lane is listening to 1 megahertz on the cosmic wavelength of the spirit of the times.
Yes, excellent, good.
I think if this is before we set out, probably still back at the HQ, then Volcanor is just polishing the bracer, making sure it's in
Mhm,
good shiny order.
mhm. Oh, what does our club headquarters look like?
Mhm.
Mm.
I want to propose that it used to be primarily a gas station before
Yes,
we moved in.
nice. Good. Can it be like a gas station with an attached tiny little convenience store that we've also commandeered?
Yeah, it probably is like one of those like convenience store like, fast food places. So,
Mhm.
yeah, no, I
God,
like it.
very good. I think we have like a shitty wooden sign. It's somewhere on the convenience store that just says 669 Dilligaff. Um, the paint is peeling, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
yeah,
sometimes
I'm
the first
picturing.
sticks on the sign, like, I imagine this is
Yeah.
also a neon sign. The first sticks like flicker, so it just reads 69.
Yes. Speaking of neon, I want to say the gas station has these plastic light boxes that they tend to have, and we have painted over it at some point, but the old company name shines through if we ever turn it on.
That's very good. Do we
Something
remember?
like
Yeah.
Standard Oil,
Yeah.
just shining through the paint.
I'm
That's why
picturing
we
this
don't
like
turn it on.
exactly. I'm picturing this like blood red paint job. So if you just turn it on, it's standard oil limits to this. Ah, dark red paint. Excellent, good. Fuck yes. All right, so we're at our HQ. We're at these headquarters. Um, Cindi, I have a very important question to ask you
Okay.
about our sign. Is the first six, shot out right now? Is it not working? Do we just read 69 telegraph?
Um, I think it's sort of intermittent, you know? Like,
Mhm, mhm.
it like, think it like, hmm. Yeah, I think it like, sometimes, I think when we come in, it's like, because it's sort of also in the show of this, of course. Since it's sort of part of the title, the first time we like zoom in, it's still on, but I think like the subsequent time it isn't, that sort of stuff, you know?
Yeah. Like the establishing shot is 669 Dilligaff, but then
Yeah.
like in the background as characters do stuff, it flickers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very good. I think we see Helen, and Helen wears this really big old leather biker jacket that is absolutely covered in patches and writings. Um I think the inside is lined the first Hellbeast she defeated long ago. Um and under the leather jacket she's wearing a teal tracksuit. And she's wearing these big chonky boots. And she is kind of just vibing on her own. I think she has like headphones on and is listening to like really loud heavy metal or something. And she is feeding bits of carrots to Lefty. The way she does this is she holds out the carrot, and then the skull of the horse opens up its mouth and chomp chomp eats the carrots. Um, so that's what Helen is up to.
Think solstice is like, I think a combination of like just like washing like the dust and stuff off her like off of the bone pick. And I think it's also if you've ever seen like a, what are they called in English, someone who does like the hooves of like horses and stuff.
It's
Like the
usually the blacksmith that does it, but also there's
Okay.
probably a specific term.
Yeah, I know that in Dutch there is a specific term for it because we had horses at our home and stuff, so that guy
okay,
came
yeah.
out sometimes. But anyway, I think this is like the blacksmith or whoever, whatever it's called, does like cleaning out like the hooves of like my like bike. I think that's also what
Mhm,
I'm doing.
mhm. Excellent.
Oh, I have a more complete picture.
Oh
So
yes.
uh I think I'm sitting sort of backwards on my bike. Have the bracer off. It's on the back part of the seat. Sort of there's an array of bottles with sort of cleaning fluids and polish and whatnot, and just very carefully getting gunk out of grooves and stuff. And meanwhile, I have one earbud in listening to the audiobook version of The Laugh of the Medusa, the essay by uh, Hélène C. I
I don't know.
hmm,
I don't know how to say her name
French
either, but I know
French names, but
French name.
yeah,
I
French
know who you're
feminist
talking
philosopher.
about. That's very good. I think it's Sisu, but I don't know.
Sisu, suppose probably,
Something,
but yeah,
whatever.
just brushing up on my theory.
That's so good. Oh, you know what Helen is listening to? She's okay. Let me Google this real quick. Make sure I get this. Um, okay, she's listening to the Linda Lindas, um, who are a rock band of a punk band of young girls, who are just kicking ass and taking names, and so that's what she's blasting as she feeds Lefty carrots.
I think Lena's just making a sandwich, listening to the radio, like I said, kind of dancing and singing along.
Excellent. What kind of sandwich is she making?
Ooh, BLT.
Oh, good. I have a very important question to ask about this BLT, which is like, is the lettuce decent or does the bacon kind of cover it up?
I think she's here for the bacon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think the lettuce is just kind of like the formality.
Yeah, yeah. The lettuce is there because like it's part of the BLT, but we all know that the star of this is the bee.
Yeah,
Excellent.
exactly.
Awesome. What are spades and wait, have we done what Solstice is up to? I forget. We have someone left, that's what I know.
Yeah, Space is just doing a proper security check of their bike, making sure everything's in order, and paying extra attention to making sure that the head of the bike and the headlights, which are in the eyes and mouth of the skeleton head, are properly polished and do a good job of lighting up everything.
Ugh,
And also, of
love
course, the
it.
supernatural lights around. Those are also
Oh, of
important
course, yeah.
to
I
make
mean,
sure
you have to
they're.
make sure that that's in tip-top shape as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
Love that. Have we? I forget. Solstice, remind me what you're doing. I feel like
I
you
was
did.
like cleaning the bike and like cleaning out like the hooves
Yes.
of my bike.
Yes, yes,
Also,
yes, yes, yes. Okay.
I think like in real life, like the person that does this uses some kind of hook, but I think Solstice, true to her nickname, uses daggers for this.
Extremely good.
No. These are my utility daggers, for tool
Yeah,
use.
I
yeah,
feel like
for
she had,
cleaning out the
of course.
hooves. Like,
does Solstice have like a tool belt and then like a
yeah,
like daggers?
yeah. I think it is also if you ever see like blacksmith or whatever like do this, they also have to like hold it in between their legs while they're doing it because otherwise like they have to hold it still, you know.
Oh my
Um,
god, yeah.
which I think is also happening here, which is probably very weird to see.
It's a time. It's a moment that's happening.
I think it's
Um
yeah, maybe her also sitting just in a weird pose on her bicycle, like
Oh, that's so good. Okay, we're all just kind of vibing. Um, do we get like radio? Do we get like radioed about like hellish happenstances, or do we just kind of like decide to wander around
I
until we find
think
something?
hmm, the image
I think this
like
goat just crashes through the front door.
Okay, yes, I was thinking too of like we're all doing our own thing, and the goat just kind of clip clop over.
Yeah, something
the
like that.
thought I had was like that we're like listening to like radio that's in the background, and then all of a sudden there's like the like newscaster or whatever is like, oh, there's a goat up at old Barney's farmhouse wreaking havoc or something like that. Like,
My image for this was more like there's always some goats, and you just gotta regularly go out and call the herd. And maybe a goat wandering in is the thing that says, you know what, it's getting about to be that time again.
or maybe it's
Yeah,
like
I like
if
the
you want to combine them, it's like the radio segment is that, but like it ends with, and now the goats are heading over to 669 Dilligaff station or whatever our base is called.
I like the idea that the warning is like vague, and then like once the warning like is interrupted by like this goat just like entering the scene.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think what it is like as we're all doing our own thing, as we're all doing maintenance, as we're prepping, I think we see like an occasional just like completely normal goat wander around because like goats are just in our area. We also have like chickens and shit. And they're just wandering, they're like nibbling on things, whatever. Um as we all do this, and then I think the radio is like, it's not the heat, it's the humidity, and then gets all like staticky, whatever. But then the voice like filters back in and is like, and be careful about that goat on the loose. And I think like that's when this like all black, big horned, very large goat just lets out this really obnoxious bah! And I think like headbutts the front of our brain. If that works
Great.
for us.
Yeah,
I think
I
that's
think
great.
so.
Sweet. All right. And we are approaching right on the hour.
Perfect
Do we
timing.
love this for us? Do we want to take a 5-minute break?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that would be
Yeah.
good.
All right, cool. Alrighty, so we will take a 5-minute break. We'll come back around 05.
Sounds
Hello. Again to Roll Plus Bond's 3rd-year anniversary stream. For the next couple hours, we will be playing Medusa's Marauders M.C. We are doing this charity stream, Black and Pink, which is a national prison abolitionist organization focused on providing the LGBTQIA2S plus individuals. If you hear this game and you're like, wow, this is pretty sick, strongly consider donating or spreading the word. You will also see on the jam board that we have projected that one of our characters, Solstice, does not have a face cast. If you think of one throughout play, feel free to link or put a reference in chat. We will shout it out. If you especially want it to be considered or highlighted, feel free to donate to Black and Pink or let us know that you spread the word as well. Yeah. All right. So we are going to be continuing our game of Medusa's Murders MCs. Where we left off is our characters were just kind of vibing at their HQ, which is a former rundown gas station and convenience store, now turned into a motorcycle club headquarters. And we were all just kind of vibing and bikes and stuff, and then this really big black goat showed up and is headbutting the entrance. So now we will be entering the preparation phase of the game, which basically gives you, let me go to our fancy little chart here, 2 options. So you can either roll stat dice or skill dice, and then add successes to build the dice pool, or you can use magic, and the more agony you the more successes. And those successes are added to the pool. So basically, what the preparation phase is the preparation phase is all about building a dice pool that we can then use in the player phase. And what it looks like narratively is due to prepare to deal with this goat. Each player gets a turn for the preparation phase. So whoever has an idea or wants to pitch something, go ahead. I'm going to be reading again to remind me how rules work.
Right. I think Lane at this point is just kind of like laying on a couch. Her sandwich is, nearby, half eaten, just kind of lounging around. And then this, goat just starts headbutting against the door.
Thunk.
And she's just kind of annoyed at first, but ignores it because, like, she's not on goat duty today.
Yep.
And then eventually she gets fed up and it's like, fine, I'll do it myself. Gets up, throws open the door, and it's like, all right, goat. And this goat is just like, your soul is forfeit. Oh,
I my okay, an added pitch is that the goat's eyes glow yellow mouth to say this and black smoke starts leaking out. It's
yes,
our soul is
exactly.
forfeit. Okay, awesome.
And I think she's just gonna react on instinct and just kick it.
Okay. So you're preparing to kick it. Do you think this is a skill or ability or um whatever, a stat thing? I don't know.
I think this is probably a bold action.
That makes sense to me. So you have bold 1, which I'm pretty sure means you roll 1 dice. And go from there. Let me double check. This is the part where I'm going to have to myself how this game works. Do 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 do. Stat. Where is it? I will find it so soon. It will all become clear to me. Okay. Skills are used to perform a variety of tasks. Okay. Players start with 5 points to distribute among the stats, with the highest stat being 3 at the start of the game. Okay. Right. Okay, yeah.
On
So
page
I think
31, it. Oh, go ahead.
sorry, you go. What
Yeah.
I've gathered from page 18 and 19 is that like the stat number you have represents how many times you roll.
Yeah.
But
Page 31
yeah.
says if they have points in that character stat, then they take however many dice equal to the number of points they have in that stat, roll those dice, add the number of successes.
Okay.
So
Sweet.
I'm
Awesome.
just going to roll 1.
Go for it.
I rolled a
I really
1. Yay!
You got a 1?
Yeah, this is going to be my karma from only rolling 13s playing Armor of Stir.
Holy fuck. Oh
Yeah,
my
but
god. Okay.
You can go through the chat to see my rolls. It's crazy how well I rolled.
Oh my
yeah,
god, that's
but
insane.
one isn't necessarily bad. It just has consequences.
Yes, exactly, which is so fun. Okay, so dice so far we have 1 success. We have 1 edge success, which means that you succeed, but there'll be a consequence. And I feel like do we want to deal with that now, or do we want to like all do a roll and we can like back to that?
I feel like we should probably go through building the preparation pool first, and then see how many consequences and who is wrapped up in
Yeah,
them.
exactly.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me. Okay, cool. Awesome. All right. So, does anyone else have any ideas for what their character does?
I think at the first headbutt in the door is immediately okay. Phone out of pocket. Pause the audiobook.
Pause the audiobook.
Pause the audiobook. Just a quick look at the bracelet. No, I'm not putting that on right now. And the way when I see sorry, I forgot which character was this with the kicking.
This
Lane.
was Lane.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So as Lane is walking up to the door, I'm gonna say keep it busy. Keep it busy. I have an idea. And basically, what I'm saying is, I am trying to use the skill of communication, and B, the stat of being subtle as I sneak around and try to take it on from the backslash side.
Good, excellent, awesome.
Which in this
how
case,
many dice did you roll?
3 dice, I think.
Yes, excellent.
That's a 3, a 3, and a 6. So 1
Okay.
success, no
1
edges,
success.
2 nulls.
Got it. 2
You're
successes.
taking down successes and stuff.
Yeah. I'm writing it down on the dice pool sticky note.
Very good.
Which will probably have to be
Cool
edited.
sticky note.
We love sticky notes. Okay, awesome. I'm still thinking about what the fuck Helen is doing. Goat.
I think I'm gonna go. Spades is gonna just go and face the goat head on. Just shout, "This is our headquarters. You are not welcome here," and just run at it.
Excellent. I feel like this is using.
I mean, this is bold warfare, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it is bold warfare. All right,
Mhm.
sick.
And I have 3 in bold, and I have warfare.
Yes,
So is that 4 dice then?
I think so. I have to double check how you use skill stuff or
The
whatever.
goat twists its head unnaturally to look at you and says, "Your borders are meaningless when the fires of hell will consume all."
Good, thank you.
So to be clear, I'm using my fists. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I have a real weapon.
Yeah,
haven't figured
that's
out that
fair.
yet, but
You don't need one. You can just use your fists. Okay. To use a skill, roll the character stat that best fits the narrative. If they have points in that character stat, then they take however many dice equal to the number of points they have in that stat. Roll those dice and add the number of successes. Next, take the skill the character is using to roll the number of dice equal to however many points the character has in that skill, and then you add the number of successes from the character stat roll to the skill roll to get the final total for using a skill. Okay. So I
it's
think
for-
it's yes.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's a spicy roll.
Yes. I should have
Ooh,
written
what'd you
down
get?
what 2, 5, 1, and 6.
Ooh. Okay. So we have 2, 5, 1, and okay. So that's 3 successes with 1 being an edge success. Spicy. Love that for.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Excellent. Good. Love this for us. Okay.
I have an idea, but I don't know how well it works with what everybody else is doing.
Pitch it and we'll go from there.
I think like
Captions.
Oh, captions!
captions.
Yay!
Oh no, need to update my overlay in OBS.
No worries.
I think the thing that like Solstice is doing is like going basically like running up to like the goat and like trying to like jump on its back to like basically like calm it down and stuff, to like tame it, I guess, sort of. But I don't think
Oh my
this is
God.
really taming, but like more like keeping it down, really. But yeah.
Right. It could less be like I want this goat as a pet, and more like I just want the goat to chill the fuck out.
Yeah. Which I feel like feels like an athletics and would this be bold? I feel it needs to be bold.
I think it's bold.
Yeah.
Pretty bold to me.
So that's 3d6 then, because I have athletics and 2 in bold, right?
Yes, 1 athletics and 2 in bold. Yeah, it's 3, 6.
Okay. So that's a 1, 3, and 5.
Yes!
All the
Okay.
spice.
2 successes, 1 edge success. Oh man, this is so spicy. Okay. Shit, now I have to think of what I'm going to do. Let me go through my character
Yes,
details.
embrace the flames of hell and ride me into the depths of darkness.
Whew.
Now calm down. Now giddy up. Like, it's just like.
Okay, I think I want to use magic to prep for this.
Woo.
Because it's fun. It sounds fun to me. Okay, to use a spell, the character draws upon 1 spell piece from their personal spell pieces, or the spell pieces offered to them by their bike. I'm just gonna use a personal one. I describe what that looks like, what it does, and then declares how many anguish I wish to take in casting the spell. And that is the amount of power the spell has. That power gets added to the encounter pool as sick. Let me scroll real quick to remind myself. Agony is like taking harm. But there's a limit to how much agony you can take. I think 10 anguish is your limit. Okay. I think I'm gonna take 2 anguish for this, so anguish is gonna up to 3. I already have 1 because of the price of having my bike, Lefty, is that sleepless. At least that's how I interpreted the rules. So I'm just already out here. Helen doesn't really need to sleep anyway, but she's especially not now. And I think I'm going to use my spell piece. I think I'm gonna use incinerate. And I think what this looks like is Helen has. I think she used to smoke, but doesn't anymore. But she still carries a lighter around. And I think what this looks like is she flicks the lighter, and immediately this like burst of flame comes out. What color do we think the fire is?
What color what is?
What color do we think the fire is coming out of the lighter?
I'm gonna say
Green?
green. Yes.
Yes, excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we want it to be like a really bright green or a really dark?
A little column A, column B, you know?
Yeah.
Fire
All
isn't all
right.
one color after all.
Exactly. It's multicolored. We got some like neon greens, and then we got some like dark greens in there. Yeah. So I think flicks the lighter open, and this blast
good.
of various shades of green fire comes spewing out. So that's my prep. So that was 2 anguish, so then I think that's 2 successes is what it is. Okay. All right, awesome. Okay. So, I feel like now we can circle back to the edge successes. We are still in the preparation phase, so the consequences that we face for edge successes are as severe as they would be otherwise in the player phase. But there's complications are still complications. So I think Lane was the first one to get an edge success. What do you think your complication is as you go to kick this goat?
Hmm. I think it just tries to bite me.
Yeah. What's special about a goat from hell biting you?
It probably burns real bad.
Yeah, it's like ow, your sleeve is like smoking a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yummy.
Now behave.
This bite is but the taste of the true love of him. Yeah, so I guess I just take, like, what? 1 anguish, I guess, for getting bit by
Yeah,
this goat?
that makes sense to me. Like fuck it.
2 anguish.
Yay, anguish. um Okay, so we've got that. And then who was the next person to get an edge success? I think it
It would be
was
me, Spades.
yes.
Well, I'm punching it, and there's hooves and horns involved.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty
Oh,
straightforward.
yeah, I feel like it's. I don't know what it's. I mean, I suppose it's like kicking and what's it called? Just heading?
Yeah, headbutting.
Headbutting. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Back at me. So probably getting a bit bruised.
Mm-hmm.
So an anguish for me too, maybe.
I guess, yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yes.
Sweet. All right. And then I think we had Perseus. Or
Solstice.
Solstice, my bad. Solstice, you're right.
Yeah. I really don't see any way this could go wrong, though. It's just, yeah.
Yeah.
No way.
You're just
What could go wrong with fighting a demon ghost? Yeah.
I don't know, like I feel like you've got this on lock. I mean, riding a demon goat is
Is a
really
time-honored tradition.
Mm-hmm.
exactly. It's a part of the initiation into 6 yeah.
Is maybe your pride hurt because it doesn't look as awesome as you think?
Oh, that's a good point. Like you technically succeed, but you look really goofy doing it.
Oh yeah, it's like also it's just like a goat, and goats aren't like that big, so like
Yeah.
so it's just like her feet are still on the ground, you know?
Yeah, this is before the goat, like, gets like an upgrade into like, I mean, business mode. So it's still just like a pretty much looking like a regular goat.
Yeah.
Uh, you're like, don't worry, guys, I got this.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I guess that's also anguish for me then.
it's emotional anguish.
Yeah.
Excellent. And Perseus, I think.
I had no edges.
Oh yes, you had no edges. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna edit the dice pool real quick. So we have 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 successes in this dice pool so
Nice.
far.
Wow.
Nice.
Love this for us.
We could, in theory, actually pull an Outlast.
I was gonna say we could pull off an Outlast, which would be very fun to
Oh,
me. Let's outlast this goat. Okay, so we've all prepped, and now we're gonna move on to the player phase. Let me scroll really quickly again to remind myself what you do, but also let me look at our flowchart. So you can either advance the goal, so you can contribute to destroy, redirect, or outlast, or add to the dice pool. Failures here are more dire. I mean, like, we're one away from outlasting this goat, so I guess it depends on how long we want to prolong the encounter. Um, but yeah, we've got those two options. Um, and you can contribute, you can advance the goal, through skills, abilities, stats, and it's a similar rolling process and everything. Um, yeah, let me double check about encounters. Blah 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 blah. Encounters have 3 steps. Yep. Okay, preparation step. Characters, blah blah blah. What about when the encounter ends? What if we're like one away from the encounter ending?
Well, we have to
Do we-
advance the goal 5 times in order to overcome it.
Oh, you're totally right. You're correct. Thank you. I knew I was forgetting a very important detail, and that was you have to advance the goal 5 times. Okay, good. Excellent. Okay.
One thing
Awesome.
that I find a little unclear is the encounter pool shared?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
hmm Yeah, the encounter pool is shared. And abilities encounter phase. All right. Sorry, let me just remind myself how this works. Yes, after 5 turns of progress. Right. Okay. Yeah, all encounters require 5 turns of successful advance. Okay. So yeah, we need to do this 5 times. Okay. Awesome. So, who wants to go first with this goat? Like wail on this goat.
I think I narratively need to be not first.
That makes sense. I think I'm down to go first. I have this green flame coming out of my lighter. I might as well use it. And I guess I'm just gonna use incinerate again. Or whatever. Do I have to use something else? I don't remember. Whatever. I'm just gonna use incinerate again. I was prepping incinerate. Now I'm going to use incinerate. And
Jamie
I
makes a
think
valid point that With 10 Outlast, we would need 50 successes to outlast this god. And maybe we don't want to
Oh,
commit to that kind
shit,
of.
you're right. Maybe we don't want to
That'll be a
mean,
long
It
rodeo.
only,
We haven't
it
had to
only has 2
kill
destroys,
or
so
redirect, basically, right?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, we are building a successful thing to destroy a redirect. Um. Okay. Good. Thank you, Jamie. We might not want to go unless we want this to be our big bad enemy. Actually.
one encounter for the whole
Yep.
4-hour session.
We're stubborn, the god is stubborn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's where the 4 hours come from.
Yeah. Um. So I think what this looks like is, I mean, like, I guess ordinarily you would think that the fire from the lighter just kind of outward at the goat. But instead, what Helen does is, I think she flicks the lighter on, the flame comes, and I think she points it at her mouth. And she kind of like inhales this magic fire, and I think like cheeks bulging, um, smoke coming out of her ears, just kind of strides up over to the goat and spits out this magic flame. Um, I think, hmm, I think this will be, I think this will be 3 anguish, up to 6 now because go hard or go home. Um, and that brings our dice pool up to 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so the goat is a bit incinerated a little as a treat.
All right. I guess I will. I'll go next.
Go for it.
I'll also cast a spell. Um, this one in service of advancing a goal to destroy this hellhound or this goat. Um, and let me see. What are my spell pieces? I think I'm going to use Mirrored, and I'm just going to mimic the spell that you just cast, and
Oh, sick.
hit it again with a blast of fire.
How do you mirror it? Is it like exactly like you take out a fake magic lighter and go for it, or like do you do something a little different?
I think I just like cut my hands and like breathe it in, just like hold it up to my face and just breathe that in, and there's immediate
Oh, that's
magic there.
sick.
Small question.
Excellent. Yes.
Uh, I think spells require the other component, which is the terrain
Spell
word.
piece.
Yes.
Oh, do they? Shit.
Oh.
Fuck. Okay. Blue. Okay.
Page 28.
Yes. I can read with my eyes. Okay. Okay. Magic. Although outsiders might think in terms of spell pieces being like puzzle pieces, members of the club understand that magic is a conversation. Personal spell pieces are really just a topic, a call, a question that is asked. The world is given the opportunity to respond. I think my question is like, are terrain spell pieces different from personal ones?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the terrain spell pieces I wasn't really sure of either.
I think the way this works is you have your personal words that you start with, and
Mhm.
then in the conversation,
Mm.
we come up with the responding piece, which isn't written anywhere. It's something we come up depending on
It's something we come up with.
context.
Yes. Okay. All right, that makes sense to me. Okay, because we have this conversation that happens in 3 steps. Learn. Learning a terrain spell piece is a strange process involving conversations with strange characters or reading obscure books in mysterious libraries. In this case, we are definitely not in the library right now. And then we tell a brief story about like our confidence here with this spell piece or whatever. And then we negotiate. So the player of the character casting the spell chooses another player to represent the terrain they're seeking a spell piece from and ask them at least one questions. And the player does not have to ask all the questions at once. Go back and after the player has asked all their questions, received answers, they can choose to change their mind and abandon their course of action. Okay, if they choose to go ahead, describe the form of magic and the intended outcome. If they choose to not go ahead, describe what they learned or realized. Okay. And then the cost. So choose another player, ideally a different one from step 2, and ask them, is my intended outcome simple or complex? And then blah, 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 describe the complex. Okay, that makes sense to me, I think. So then do we want to rewind and do this process, or do we want to just kind of like want to just keep it in mind for next time?
I could go either way.
Yeah,
Mhm.
same.
Mhm. Okay, cool. I think for me, just so I get like my feet under myself and figure out how this game flows, going back and doing it over makes sense. Let me just scroll really quickly back up to counter information. Burr, 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 burr. Do.
I kind of have an idea of how this works now.
Yeah. We're gonna get there. Like this is our first encounter.
Yeah,
Thankfully,
this
it's
is
with
the
a
tutorial fight.
exactly. It's the goat
You know,
as
Pause,
it's
read
being
the
like
tooltip.
exactly. as the goat is being like, like join me. It's also being like press X to do this, and we're like, oh okay.
That's
Okay.
why to mount an enemy.
Floating Medusa head gives us tooltips.
Oh my god, yes.
Yes.
Do we have at the gas station like a mask of Medusa just kind of hanging, and occasionally she talks and gives us tips?
Yes,
I-
yes, definitely.
Counter proposal. You know if those fuzzy dice people hang from their rearview mirror?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We have a pair of plush Medusa heads hanging where the door,
Good.
the door opening bell would hang.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, and
Very good.
instead of it being like a bell jingle, it's like there's a bunch of the snakes hissing.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
I was
Excellent.
about to say the same thing.
Yeah, our minds.
Okay, let's go through this magic conversation then.
Okay, let's do the magic conversation. So, Helen is putting this arcane fire into her mouth. Her goal is to spit the fire at this goat. Okay, let's figure this out. I'm learning how to do
Yes.
this. I
Well,
tell a
what
story.
was your personal piece?
Oh, right. My personal piece is incinerate.
Incinerate.
I'm sure of this. I'm gonna go with I'm sure of this spell piece. My story is intertwined with it. Describe why I was looking for the spell piece and how I learned it. I think this is like the first spell piece I ever learned as a yunnin. I think. Mm-hmm.
I think you need to name the spell piece that you're learning here.
Yeah.
What is
Oh, shit.
the terrain?
Yeah,
Oh,
terrain.
fuck.
Yeah.
This is not whether you're sure about your incinerate. We're all sure about our personal
Oh, I
ones.
get it now. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you so much for helping me out here.
I think it should be like incinerate air, incinerate goat, maybe.
Yeah, we're good.
What is the other word
Shout?
here? Ooh.
That's cool. We'll go with incinerate shout. I think that's sick. So yeah, I think like, incinerating is one thing, incinerate shout is another thing. So I think I'm still gonna say I'm sure of this. And I think this is one of like I think this is a spell piece that I've done before that I've learned. I think it was one of the first things I did. Um, I'm going to say that I was trying. I was young and I just joined the club and I was trying really hard to impress this cute girl who definitely became my future wife, who is now missing. Um, and I tried really hard to do this spell. That was the first time I did it. I think I probably ended up with a pretty burned mouth. Um, but I think every time I reach for this spell, I think of that moment. And simultaneously how far I've come and how I'm still kind of that unsure kid in some ways. Um, I'm reflecting on this as I swallow a bunch of arc fire. You know, Helen's just vibing. Okay, so step 2, negotiate. The player of the character casting the spell chooses another player. I'm gonna say, does anyone want to volunteer to represent the terrain I'm seeking a spell piece from?
I'll take it.
Sure.
Okay,
You have
we
your
have 2
choice.
volunteers. Okay, let's go. Let's go Halcyon for now for the first time.
Alrighty.
Okay, so. Uh, Okay, okay, and I have to ask you one of these. I have to ask you these questions.
hmm
All right, cool. I guess first question: do you wish to be invoked?
Um, I think the air in this place feels like it's stilled in some ways.
Mm,
The there's a staticness in how this is a downtime place. This is a gas station where anyone rarely stops. This is a shop where the only customers are the people running it.
mhm,
So yes,
mhm.
uh, I wish to be shouted.
Good, excellent. What would you be doing if I did not invoke you? Which you kind of answered all. You
Buzz with anticipation.
know.
You turn off the
Okay.
radio, but there's still white noise from somewhere.
Mm-hmm. 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 It's like I feel like it's like when you turn on light and you get that horrible buzzing. But
Yeah,
instead it's this kind of more like white noise static sound.
yeah.
It's like that constant background. Who or what is depending on you?
Ooh, that's a big one.
Yep.
Um, the the car uh 20 kilometers south, barreling down the highway this direction.
Oh. Okay. What if I not considered?
Um, you have not considered that you're using a very explosive force indoors.
That tracks. Am I being selfish or thoughtless?
I don't think you're being selfish, but you are being a bit thoughtless.
Yeah, well, that makes sense to me. What must I give you in return?
An hour of silence, of intense listening.
Oh shit. Okay, is it an hour of silence or an hour of intense listening? Both.
I mean, you be silent and listen.
Okay, good. Awesome. I think Helen
I think there's an implicit. It doesn't have to be right now, but you owe the ambience
yeah.
your attention.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I think Helen as the image I have is that like she's inhaled this fire and her cheeks are puffy and there's smoke coming out of her ears, and she's having this silent dialogue with the air, and her face kind of screws up when she turns to be silent for an hour. Not due to the fire in her mouth, but due to the cost she has to pay. But I think, she's committed to this. Helen, if nothing else, commits to the bit. And okay. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna describe the form of magic and the intended outcome. I mean, we kind of already did that. I wanna incinerate this goat. With a
Yeah.
fiery yell. And now I get to choose another player and ask about the cost. Who wants to volunteer to tell me what my cost is?
I could do that.
Yeah, go for it. Let's go.
Um,
So, yeah. I guess, is my intended outcome simple or complex?
you'd think it'd be simple. But, well, you are breathing fire at a goat that your friend is sitting on.
I sure am.
And 2 more friends are around.
Precision fire throwing.
Not
Yeah,
to
Helen's never
implicate
really been
myself
great at
in probably damage, but
Oh, good. Excellent. Okay. 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 So if it's complex, I'm asking you to describe the casting player's character's success or their failure and describe one consequence of their actions that they must remedy now if they wish to stay true to themselves, their magic, and the world. Take anguish equal to the power of the spell.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to edit our dice quick back to 9 because I realized. Figured.
What is true to your... Ooh. And describe one consequence of the actions that they must remedy now if they wish to stay true to themselves. Let's see. Yeah. So I guess I just say if you feel or not. If I'm reading this right.
Yeah, you decide. Up to you.
Yeah, I think it does succeed. You do burn the goat, but I think if you want to stay true to yourself, if you want to keep yourself involved with messy business and make sure that's your business. I think you're gonna have to deal with the fact that after this fight, maybe some of us will not be that happy with you. That you breathed fire right directly at us.
That makes sense to me. Yeah, and I think it's Helen also going back to her binding principle of, you're either honest or a waste of my time. And I think that applies Helen and herself too. So she's she commits to the bit and then she also commits to the consequences of committing to the bit. So I think the way that she's staying true to herself is yeah, I'll deal with it. I can handle it, They can be pissed at me and I'll weather that.
You've been around
And
the
then
block. This isn't the first time you set someone on fire.
Oh, absolutely not. I probably set my future wife on fire when I tried this for the first time.
Gosh.
It's,
It was
okay,
one
love
hot
is
date.
real. Exactly, it was a really hot date. Yeah, so I take anguish equal to the power of the spell. What do we think the power of the spell is in context?
I think you can choose.
Oh, shit, fuck, I have to make a decision. Okay.
We only really need one more success in the dice pool to have enough to, wreck this
Oh,
goat.
good point.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, all right, I'll take one anguish. So I'm gonna go up to 4, and then dice will go up to 10. That makes sense to me. Like, it's got some heat behind it, but it's not, melting hell levels of flame.
Small precision napalm.
Yeah, exactly. So it just goes, phew, I spit out this fire and I let out this yell. Um, and yeah, this goat gets crispified. Thank you guys for your patience as we figure out how to do that. All right, I've gone. So did someone else want to do a spell? I think so.
Yeah, I'll let somebody else go if they have an idea of what they want to do.
Mhm.
Okay. I have an idea.
Go for it.
Awesome.
First, I have written 4 binding principles, which I say because I'm gonna use one.
Do it.
So, principle number 1: I cut ties with Lee's light cav. I'll make sure they know it. Lift up my comrades even if I have to lay down under them. Don't mourn the tool for breaking in its wielder's hand. Applies both to physical tools and to people tools. We are many. Don't get corralled. And I am not getting corralled. It was keep it busy. I have an idea. Immediately off bike, out the side door, coming around the back of the goat. And in terms of game, I am what's the word? Advancing a goal to destroy. And I would like to where are my skills? Right. I think I'm using bold in the sense that I pull off my diamond revolver.
Yes.
Just take aim and shoot its butt. And since I'm doing, we are many don't get crowd, that gives me an extra die and is
I believe so, yes.
used up for the session.
Because if you cross them all out, you can do the signature spell.
Yeah. Which I believe gives me 2 dice, and whatever successes I'm lacking, I take from the encounter pool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's 1 success from the roll.
Okay.
1 from the
Awesome.
pool, and that is 1 destroy marked.
Excellent. Sweet. So does our dice pool go down to
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Sweet.
think I've done my stuff.
Yeah. Awesome. That rolls. All right. I think when you shoot it in the butt, the goat lets out this unearthly scream. Like exactly that. But I'm also thinking of oh man, goats can make some pretty scary noises. I think it's like that, and then I think it turns into something more high pitched.
the thing with the Taylor Swift song.
Exactly. Thank you. I was thinking of that and I couldn't think of how to phrase it. So I appreciate that we're on the page. Ah! like and yeah, and I think oh man, the goat probably just says something along the lines of you'll pay for this. Um,
I I think I'm gonna try to do some more violence to this thing.
yeah.
And taking an opportunity from Perseus, probably distracting it with a bullet. I'm gonna, it's probably close to a door, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I just rip a door off its hinges and use that to beat the goat, the hell goat?
Yeah.
I'm angling to get an aware stat.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Using my surroundings,
Yeah.
of which I'm very observant.
Yeah, because everything could be a weapon if you think about it.
Yeah, and if you have someone distracting them, the weapon is even more effective. So
Exactly.
and I have 2 in aware, and it's probably warfare again.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 3.
Yes.
That's I thought 3 and then I missed, so I'm rolling one more.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah, it's an unfamiliar keyboard, so buttons are not where
No
they're
worries.
supposed to be.
I totally get it.
Come up for anyone else?
I think
I
you
see the
missed the
mistake.
hour.
I
Yeah.
see my mistake. Ah, there we go. So that's 1 success, isn't it?
Yes.
3 and 4 are no. I got a 3,
Yeah, 3
4,
and
and a
4 are
6.
null. All right, awesome.
Yes,
Sweet, we got
so
one
that's
success. I'm assuming we're contributing that to destroy.
Destroy. Crush this goat. Hell beast.
Excellent, excellent.
Improvise, adapt, banish.
Yes.
Yeah. I have an idea for what I want to do. So.
Yeah, go for it.
Which is, I think, yeah, Solstice is gonna live up to her nickname again. And I think, like, as she's, like, sitting on the back of this, like, goat is just, like, jabbing, like, daggers into its neck, I guess.
just shink, shink, shink.
Yep.
I'm sort of imagining it as like handles to hold onto it easier.
Yeah,
Oh
like,
my god.
like it's the handles of, like, your bicycle, like.
Exactly.
Nasty.
Oh, very good.
Okay.
Awesome.
I guess this is. What would it be? I'm not sure I'm using skills I have for this one.
What are your
Let's see.
skills?
I feel like this is bold, right? Like,
Yeah, this makes sense to me. You're stabbing your daggers into a hell goat.
yeah.
Giving me weapons only makes me stronger.
This will only hurt you, buddy. And I guess this would be warfare, which I don't have, but yeah.
That's fair. I mean, I feel like rolling with bold makes sense here to me.
Yeah. So that's 2d6 then.
All right, let's go.
That's a 4 and a 3. So.
They're both null.
Yep. Does nothing, apparently.
I think can I pitch that you like stab your daggers into the goat and the goat just absorbs your daggers.
Sorry. I
Just
Oh, sorry.
consume.
Yeah, just like the goat just absorbs your daggers. Like they just disappear into the goat's hide.
Yeah. Luckily, Solstice has a lot of daggers, which is
Oh,
why she has that
exactly, like-
nickname.
It's not a failure because you have so many more daggers to use, but it is null because in
Yeah.
this moment,
Yeah.
the goat just, I take on what makes me stronger. Just, shoop, there they go.
Was this an advanced goal?
Oh, good question.
Yeah, this wasn't advanced the goal. So
Well, then I guess you can use your prepared daggers from the pool and just
Yeah.
use them.
yeah,
You
of
don't
course.
you don't need to roll well. We are
We
so
should
prepared
be
for goats.
reducing the pool, right?
Yes. We are.
Yes.
So how does that work? I'm still
Uh,
going to go
did-
through a lot of this. So.
Yeah. So at least my understanding is when you when you try to advance the goal, you still roll for an action. And if your roll isn't enough to reach the threshold, which
Yes.
in this case is 2, you take whatever you need from the dice pool.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think we also forgot to do to use a die for Maren's thing.
Oh, you're right. I did forget to reduce that. So I make that is we're at 8 now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Then 2 more for the 2 that we're using right now, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So we're
And
down to 6.
But then destroys up to 3, right?
Got it.
Yes.
All right. Let's see. I think I'm going to cast a spell this time.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Let's
Bookend.
see. I've got Luminous Blazing Twilight, Astral Mirrored, and Empowered. Hmm. I think. Why not Blazing?
Yes. More fire.
More
Yeah, we're gonna
fire.
throw more fire at this problem, right?
That's what we need in a gas station. More fire.
Mhm.
Yep.
Always.
The gas is there to burn.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So I guess
All
like
right.
what terrain piece do you want to incorporate here?
Um. Gosh, I don't know. Does anyone have any ideas? Because the progeny has access to all the terrain spell pieces in the relevant biome, whatever that means. So
You can
as
get
long as it's relevant to where we are.
you can get real funky with it. You could like I guess get fire from the earth or whatever, like something. Yeah, I don't know. Fire from the earth, just put on up there. The earth's
Here's an idea.
yeah.
Blazing sprouts.
Blazing sprouts?
Yes. Take the seeds in the ground, make them sprout, but blazing.
Ooh,
My
okay.
God, blaze it! Let's go.
Yes. Floor is lava.
Okay.
This kush is anything but dank.
My knowledge here isn't perfect. I learned this name on another quest and I've never tried this before. Describe the other quest and how it led you to the spell piece of sprouts. I think I'm in my, in my journey, I encountered a place that used magic in their agriculture, and they were able to cultivate plants of pure elemental force.
Mm.
Um, yeah, so I just kind of spent some time there and, like, helped them out on their farm, and in time I was able to learn um, a little bit of this magic as well. So, who wants to be my companion here through the next part of this conversation?
I could be.
All right, Cindi. Let's see. What would you be doing if I did not invoke you?
I think waiting for the right moment. It is dry here, but someday it will sprout everywhere.
What must I give you in return so that you may sprout now?
To keep planting me.
What?
To keep planting me, whatever it is, to plant seeds wherever you go.
Okay. um. Hmm. And I think I'm going to go ahead and go forth with this. Um, so, yeah, I think. What is this like?
Do you have like a pocket of seeds,
Ooh,
like a
I
pouch?
think so. And I think I am. I think I'm having this conversation like to the seeds, like in my hands, just kind of
Mm.
like carefully whispering words to these seeds. And as I go to this next step, I look up and I just, you know, throw them around at the goat's feet. And
Like pop rocks, like pew pew.
mhm. And I think they quickly sink into the dry earth. I think I wave my hand over the area to sweep some magic over it, and then fiery vines just erupt out and wrap them around this goat. Um, let's see. Uh, yeah. Emily, is my intended outcome simple or complex?
Oh, good question. So you are trying. Are you just trying to further argue this goat?
Yeah, I'm trying to kill. I'm trying to destroy this
Yeah.
goat.
Right. I think it would be fun if, in contrast to Helen's complex fire maneuver, um, that yours is simple. Um, and I think, um, that what this is, let me think. You throw the seeds into the earth, the seeds sink, they sprout up, and I think it's simple because the seeds have a simple desire, which is to spread and to sprout everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think they're patient, but in this moment, they're ready to burst forth from the earth, um, because they know that you're going to follow up on the cost of casting this spell. Um, so I think the sprouts shoot up. What color flame is this fire?
I think I want to contrast this, and I want some like really bright colored blues.
Mm. Yeah. Is it like Azula from Starbound? Like that kind of blue?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think this blue flame, is it like I think the seeds sprout and they start looking like plants, but then I think they start to blaze with this bright blue glow.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think they kind of like twist into these kind of like flaming impossible plants. And I think they wrap like vines around this goat, and all the while, being this bright blue fire. Um, and yeah, so then you take one anguish as a consequence of your action that you must live with.
Okay, I did that.
Oh yes. You took an anguish, and I have to describe the consequence. I think the consequence is that you you tap into these seeds' power, and the seeds are connected to the earth, which is connected to everything. And I think in this moment you feel connected and linked to everything around you. And it is overwhelming. And I think for a brief moment, as the goat burns, you feel yourself too.
Ooh, I like that a lot. Like as the roots of the seed, like as the seeds take root, I just
Mm-hmm.
feel the awareness kind of like spread through the earth and everything else. That's really good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So I guess that um
Yeah, I think
that
we've all
advances the
gone.
destroy, right? But how does that affect the dice pool if I'm, just casting a spell?
Oh, good point.
If it's simple, I think that automatically makes your spell cost of an anguish and equal, and that means be power 1,
Yes. So
which
this is
means
directly
you should.
to, I think.
So I would use the one from the spell and then take another from the dice pool.
Yes, I think that's how
Okay.
that works.
So that makes us down to 5 dice.
All right. Yeah, I do.
Easy
Oh,
as
we're
it.
at destroy 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, everybody's gone.
Everybody's gone, which means it's the goat's turn. I think if I'm reading it correctly, I think the goat only gets one turn. There's a little number in parentheses next to the name of the creatures we're facing.
Yeah, I think it gets only one action.
Okay, yeah, I think it just gets one action. Wow, we get to decide on what this goat's action is. I'm very excited. Right,
I'm
and
not
then
entirely sure.
okay,
I'm not
yeah,
entirely sure what
let's.
the number before the action is.
I think. Hang on, let me scroll back up to the goats. That way I can my eyes. The number. I think the number before the action is how many successes we need or dice we need to combat the action. Pretty sure is what that is. Let me double check real quick. Blah 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 blah. Versus how people. Okay. Okay, yes. Each action will have its own number. That number is how many successes must be spent to deflect or otherwise avoid consequences when the encounter takes action against the group. If we don't have enough successes in the encounter, choose not to defend against the action, we must suffer consequences. Cool, awesome. Okay. I mean, the good news is that it's a goat, and we're pretty good so far. With our successes and stuff. All right, so the goat can do Whisper of the Wind, speaking soft words that carry on the wind, insecurities, false promises, and anything else that might throw a poor soul off balance. The goat can also just headbutt. The goats rush towards their target and use their horns to inflict harm. And pact. The goat will make a deal that will cost. Oh, wait, we have to make a deal that will cost the target quite a bit of anguish or something dear to them. Hang on. Yeah, okay, the goat makes a deal that will cost its target quite a bit of anguish or something dear to them. Okay. So the goat can either whisper insecurity, headbutt, or make a pact. Which one do we think is the most fun / thematically appropriate here?
I could be out of your hair with just a single promise.
Helen, I think, is immediately taking her vow of silence, but thankfully knows ASL. So just signs at the goat. What the fuck is your promise?
That's a good question.
Do we have any idea about what promise this goat would offer us? That would
No, I
cost us-
think it's asking for you to make a promise.
Oh,
I was implying the pact.
I understand now. That makes so much sense. Thank you, Halceon. Okay. Yeah, gosh. I mean, like, no. Fuck you.
What is the ASL for fuck you?
Think.
Well, I think in this case, Helen's just gonna flip the goat off.
Yeah, I don't think that's ASL. Almost, it is also ASL, but yeah.
Yeah, she just throws up her middle finger. Yeah, ready to throw down. Cool. And the good news with this pact is that you just need one success or whatever. So I think that means reduce the dice pool is how I interpret that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. So
Down to
bloop,
4.
down to 4. Okay. Has the goat been defeated? No. So we loop back around to the player phase.
Yeah. So to make sure that I get the slide, to defeat it, we need to make 5 successful advances, and we're at 4 now, right? Or
Yes,
Yep.
yes, exactly.
okay.
So we're like
just
super
like
close.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no worries. I guess who wants to deal the finishing blow to this goat?
I was. Can I use my explosive spell piece?
Fuck yes,
I know
you
it's a
can.
bad choice.
It is not a bad choice. It is an extremely good
mean-
choice.
Depending on how you look at it, it's a bad choice.
If you're
I
the
like
person riding the
explosives.
goat, you might think it's a bad choice, but yeah.
I like explosions, though, is the thing.
Exactly. Both me and Helen are about this. Helen, I think, is going to sign at you. Do it. You won't.
And a terrain spell piece. Anyone have a suggestion for a good terrain spell piece to explode this goat?
Well, we're at a gas station. Like,
we sure are.
Explosive.
So when I was thinking about
Fuse?
spells I might be casting here, I was thinking stuff like we definitely have tools around, and maybe what the station is built out of. So you could consider crowbar, boards, nails, wheels, tires, exploding
Fucking
tires,
gas.
gasoline.
explosive LPG.
Like a box of nuts and bolts. Just
that's good.
leftover pieces made for to have in reserve. What's the word I want to use for the terrain spell piece?
Gubbins.
Sorry?
Gubbins.
What does that mean?
It's I think it doesn't actually refer to useful stuff, but sort of bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Mostly, I've heard that used in context of making tabletop models where you add trash to the base so it looks more realistic.
Ah, okay. So use nuts and bolts that were not in order, maybe.
It's probably just stuff that came off sometime and they just put it in a box because might use it later, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the
Not sorted at all. Like,
There was a really good word for metal shavings.
Hang on.
oh,
It's time to Google.
I know the like machining term is like swarth.
Yes, that's the one.
Oh my god, yes.
What's this worth?
Yeah.
So metal swarf, also known as chips, are pieces of metal that are the debris or waste resulting from machining, similar, manufacturing process. So yeah, hang on, I'll put a picture in chat, by which I mean our Discord chat. I'm very familiar with the Dad's Machine Shop company.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So do we want to call this, explosive swarf?
Yeah. I think I learned this talking to this really strange mechanic who helped me work on my previous bike. And they told me about that nothing is useless.
Mm.
Always pay attention to what others might throw away. But I think my knowledge is imperfect. I learned about this and kept it in mind, but I've never tried this before.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Who wants to represent the dwarf?
Hmm. I can.
Okay, so
Oh.
I don't have to ask all the questions.
No. Sorry, I did that because I thought I did.
Yeah, no, it's the one sentence, and we're sort of skimming things because we're playing the game. So
I mean,
it's
it
easy to
says
miss things.
one or more.
Yeah.
You did
Oh,
more.
okay.
All
I did
more
all of
includes
them.
all. So
Listen, I did the tutorial run.
Yeah.
Play the whole game.
Exactly.
Am I being selfish or thoughtless?
I don't think you're being selfish, but I think you are thoughtless. I think, do you basically, so do you want to blow up your own home? Like,
Yep. I
I,
mean, that's fair.
that's the vibe that the swarf has.
What would you be doing if I did not invoke you?
Being of use to things you can't conceive.
Hey, do you wish to be invoked?
It'd be very funny if I said no. But no, I think yes, I do wish to be invoked. I think the swarf wants to be used.
Excellent, then I will use it. So I'm gonna my spell piece was explosive. I'm just gonna throw a good chunk of this at the goat and use my own magic to make it go bang. Bing bang.
this
Float
like
this goat.
is this
Yes.
sort of like a grenade in the sense that there's also like all the swords just flying around, like
Absolutely. Sorry, friends.
Just
Oh.
That makes sense. That makes
Gently
sense.
hand feed it to the goat.
Who who wants to tell me the cost?
I'll do it.
Okay, is my intended outcome simple or complex?
I would like a little bit more precision. We know you want to blow up the goat.
Mhm.
Do you want this explosion to be contained?
It would be great if it didn't, hurt my fellow bikers too much.
All right, in which case it's going to be complex.
Yeah, I mean, some scrapes, that's fine, but I don't want to, hospital next.
Hmm. I guess question number 2: how much power do you wish to put into this? Because I think you're going to succeed.
Okay, how much power do I need?
Honestly, 0.
Like,
but 1 is the minimum. Yeah, and 2 if you want to show off.
I mean, let's go for a 3.
Okay. Good boy. Okay.
Let's go.
Let me just look at your stuff. Um. Right. I think the thing. Yeah, you're going to take the 3 anguish, in part for the exertion, and in part for why am I using magic when I could just beat this goat to a pulp?
Yeah.
And
Why
I
don't you
think I
stab it?
think and I think this is going to shake your confidence in yourself.
Okay.
Ooh.
And let's see. How does that? Um, the way to remedy, I guess, is well, you figure out how to remedy, but I think this, you feed power into it, and it's like yes, yes, explode, and then wait, am I
My
forgetting
thing.
about? Am I
Yeah.
forgetting about the one thing that is cool about me? Yeah, I guess the ball's in your court. How you remedy that self doubt?
Can that be like a more long-term thing or a thing I have to resolve now?
It could probably also be ongoing, right?
Yeah, the text says that they must remedy now if they wish to stay true to themselves, their magic. But like, I feel like it can be something that you start to remedy, but then still have to deal with. That would be interesting if
Yeah.
you want to.
I think maybe I see the consequences and the destruction that this causes,
Mm.
and I will have to take care in the future not to be as explosive. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess like, what does it look like when this goat just like explode? Does it just poof? Like, what does it look like?
I think it's like a dust cloud, sort of, or smoke that just.
Mm.
I mean, it explodes and it turns into like a small like poof of or not small but huge, goat-sized poof of smoke that leaves ashes falling to the ground after it.
Yeah, someone's gonna have to sweep that.
Yeah, probably me.
Probably me.
we all go to reach for.
Yeah.
Fighting over
important question.
the dust.
Yes.
Do the daggers clatter out?
Ugh. Solstice, what do you think?
Hmm. Yeah, sure. Like, I mean,
Do
how
they
much
look
of
any
this?
different?
Hmm. Like, how much of this goat remains? Is I guess my first question. Is this like a
Smoke and ashes.
yeah?
Yeah, but are the daggers the same for this experience?
Yeah.
Do they have like some sort of
Oh.
physical mark, or maybe not physical?
I
From this?
think they do clatter out, but then when I pick them up, they also turn into ashes, just like through my
Oh,
fingers.
No!
the
Oh, no.
disappointment!
Oh no!
I was gonna have a really silly pitch, was that they smell like goat cheese.
I mean, that would
Ew.
really just be the same thing to saltfish, you know?
They crumble to dust in your hands, and also the smell of goat cheese lingers in the air.
Oh, God.
We did it! We took down a goat!
It only took us an hour.
It only took us
And,
an hour.
You know, start small.
Yeah,
Exactly.
smart.
We did it. Hey, we did the tutorial run effectively. I think the fuzzy Medusa dice like hiss and approval.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I think now would be a good time to take another break, because we've gone past the hour, which my
Mhm.
bad.
Hmm.
Okay. I guess actually, do we want to take the break now, or do we want to like resolve encounter stuff and then take a break?
Left
Um,
of the
I'm good with taking a break now, but
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a
Yep.
5-minute break, and we'll be back.
yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to the Roll Plus Bond anniversary stream. We are raising money for Black and Pink, a national abolitionist organization, a national prison abolitionist organization focusing on advocacy and particularly for LGBTQIA2S plus individuals and those who are affected by HIV and AIDS. If you want to learn more about this really cool organization go on to blackandpink.org. If you want, please consider donating or spreading the word about this kick-ass organization. We are playing Medusa's Marauders by Therapeutic Blasphemy Games, a game about kick-ass queer motorcyclists. Also have magic, and kick ass against the forces of hell and evil in this world. Our club motorcycle gang is our local chapter is 669 Dillagaff, standing for Do I Look Like I Give a Fuck? And we just incinerated a goat from hell. Good for us. We blew up a goat. It was trying to headbutt into our headquarters, which is this dingy gas station in the middle of nowhere. So that is where we left off. We have a little more than an hour left. Do we want to do some kind of like do we want to like decompress and do like some downtime with these characters? Do we want to like go into another encounter? Like what's our vibe here?
Definitely feel like we could do some downtime, like in the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so we're not just doing all encounters this session.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like we encounter it's like okay, like yeah.
I feel like setting
Okay.
up the next encounter is a good cliffhanger for the end.
Yeah, that makes sense to
Yeah.
me. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm down for these characters to shoot the shit for the next hour and 15 minutes. Awesome. Great. So, Helen in the immediate aftermath goat exploding is going to take some of the ashes because the goat exploded into a bunch of ashes. And she's going to close her eyes and smear the ashes because one of our club rules is wear your victory. So that's what she's doing.
Vulcaner is gonna turn to Spades and you look a little singed. You need help with that?
I think I'm gonna. That's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna start cleaning up all of this mess that I made, I guess. Also, I should probably reattach the door.
Yeah. If anything starts hurting, let me know. I'll have a look at it.
I'm limping a little bit, but I just nod and go onto the door. That probably does not fit on the hinges anymore.
Well, that's what happens when you tear the hinges off.
Yep.
I think Lane is gonna walk over to the like plants that she summoned, and I think she is also going to like I don't know, maybe like take like a fiery leaf or like something and just kind of like maybe there's like a flower that she puts in her hair and that's wearing her victory for this.
That's really cool.
Oh, I have a thing to do.
Yeah.
Which is Vulcaner, being like, okay, no medical attention, fine, okay, can focus on different things. We dug the grave, we need to plant the seeds. I'm gonna scoop up some of that ash and just sort of
That ash. Sorry.
grab that ash. And I'm gonna bring into. We probably have like a tool shed or something, and mix it with water. make a
I-
fertilizer.
I just want to say that Caption's bot definitely interpreted it as that ass, so.
Yes,
course.
we
Um,
succeeded.
I was just thinking because gas stations often have flat roofs. Do we have a
Mhm.
roof garden up there?
We do
To
now.
embody the
We-
seed planting in grave dirt?
Yes.
That's sick. Also extremely funny that we're planting stuff on top of a gas station. It's very good.
Look,
Mhm.
we can't plant around it because all that ground is polluted.
Exactly. We
And
gotta
there's
plant it on the
probably a
roof.
lot of like tarmac and stuff around.
Exactly.
I think Solstice, after all of this, just walks over to Helen and is just like, hey, maybe next time you're spreading fire around, maybe you should look what's there.
Helen, as a consequence of using her magic, has decided to immediately take the hour-long vow of silence. Which is fine for her because she knows ASL. Steph, her missing wife, who who knows where she is. So Helen just kind of shrugs, um, and signs, "You're fine."
But you're not even gonna talk to me? Like, why are you using ASL? Like,
Oh, Helen just kind of rolls her eyes and just like gestures to the air, and is like just signs our silence, the cost of doing business.
couldn't you just stab it? Like, it's a goat. Like, you don't need to like set it on fire. You can just stab it. That's what I did.
Helen gives you a look and is like, "And how well did that work out for you?"
Well, it would have worked out. It worked out pretty well. It would have worked out better if someone didn't spit fucking fire at me.
Helen rolls her eyes and is just signs, like, "I didn't spit it at you, I spit it at the goat."
You think that couldn't have caught me? You really think that your magic is so good that it wouldn't have caught me?
Helen just like, who again is this old, tiny, undead woman held together by soul shards of her vanquished enemies. Um just levels this look at you, um and like coughs a little bit because she just breathed in a lot of magic fire. But when she's done coughing, signs, I know what I'm doing.
I think like Solstice is just like, what's he say? I think it's just like a sure and just walks off, you know? Like,
Yeah. Helen, I think, goes to get the broom, and hands it over to Solstice.
Solstice does not pick it up. It's
Oh
not
wait, sorry,
accepted.
not over to Solstice. I'm so sorry. Over to fuck shit. Who blew up the goat?
Space did.
Thank you, Spades. I was like an S name. I went with the wrong one. Okay, yeah. Helen just ignores Solstice completely. Gets the broom and hands it over to Spades.
Spades takes the broom, puts the door down, and says, I think I may need to take some more time to fix this at a later time. I'll just go and wipe this up instead.
Yeah. Also, I think I'm gonna cross off simple works from one of my brownie principles. For just stab it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think I'm gonna cross off messy business as my business. Just because, like, I get my hands dirty. Fucking deal with it.
Yeah. I feel like I'm also like halfway to a fight doesn't win a fight, but I feel like it's like or I
Actually, I
could
think
do that.
Lane, since we established after I had said it that this ground is polluted and nothing grows in it. But these
Not voluntarily.
fiery plant vines that I summoned did seem to be able to grow in it. So maybe I can cultivate more of these plants and can actually grow things in the ground around here.
That's really cool.
So I'm gonna cross off my any situation can be an opportunity to learn.
Oh, it's very good. Mm.
Ooh, I think I want to do is at some point, and if you have immediate ideas for actions and stuff happening, feel free to jump in. But I think like a bit later, uh, half an hour ish maybe. I want to go up to Helen
Mm-hmm.
and uh, um, hmm, being very very sorry, like hey Helen, the can you teach me the word you used?
Helen like considers you. We're about half an hour into this vow of silence.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
which
she.
which I think is kind of it's not like I'm not directly afraid of you, but kind
Yeah.
of the fact that you can't verbally chew me out if I say something wrong is a little bit of reassurance when I'm going up to ask something that feels like a big ask.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think Helen is going to take this opportunity to heed the heir's advice and to listen really closely. And instead of responding right away, she's going to really look at you and take you in. Like, what do you look like in this moment as you ask?
Um, I think I've been doing immediate gardening stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, probably my jacket is thrown over my bike. My sort of arms sleeves on my shirt are rolled up. My arms are sort of dusty with earth. I've washed my hands, but I have there's residue and just like uh, and I think sort of my hair is sticking to my forehead because it's hot and humid.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, I think Helen takes all of this in and she just looks at you very closely and I think just signs. Why do you want me to teach you this?
Um, well, you've known the word for the longest. I trust your expertise.
I think Helen gives you this like just gives like just another measured look and I think due to the ash smudged across her face, her eyes look a bit more intense than usual. Um and but I think there is a thoughtfulness to her expression that you're not used to. And I think she just signs, I'll consider it.
Thanks. I'll be.
Does Perseus actually mean what he said, or is there a deeper meaning to why he wants to learn from uh, Helen?
I think there's an answer. I think the phrase "you've known it the longest" is patently wrong between the both of them. They know this is nonsense because
Mhm.
we are not counting the oldest in the
Right.
room.
Right.
Uh,
Like,
and,
I think Helen is kind of like, "That's not your reason." Like,
you know,
uh,
there is a bit of like, if I wanted to reach for Medusa, I could, and she could produce any terrain component I ever
exactly.
need. But I think there's definitely a part of I want to be the one who knows this,
Right.
and the way invoking the spirit of Medusa, she kind of takes over, and it's very hard for me to learn and retain things from that.
Mm,
What she gives, she takes away when she leaves. In some
right.
ways, I have the memory of it, but I don't have the skill of it. And
Mhm.
there's a humbling in that. In that, I want to grow instead of just use the power. I want to know the power.
Right, right. Instead of just using it, you want to understand. I
Yeah.
think actually, I just remembered that one of my binding pieces is "You're either honest or a waste of my time." Um,
That's why I brought it
and
up.
yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you for knowing my character better than I do in this moment. Um, but yeah, I think we're gonna rewind a little bit. I think we
Okay.
still get. Oh, sorry, what was that?
Sure.
Okay. I think we still get that expression of thoughtfulness, and I think what Helen is able to acknowledge here, because she is forced to listen carefully, or she chooses to listen carefully and pay the price of her magic. Um, is that she recognizes in this moment that you're doing this out of a desire to grow. Like you aren't approaching her out of like some kind of like hierarchy thing, or like paragraph, whatever. But you're still not being completely honest with her. So I think like you're not really gonna get chewed out like you might expect to be.
Hmm.
Um, but I think Helen is still going to give you this like measured, thoughtful look. Um, and she's just going to just be very point blank and just be like, "Tell me the real reason."
Um, there's a what real reason, but I think I don't finish the sentence.
No.
It's like, what do you? There's big inhale, big exhale. She scares me, and I want to have something of my own, not just be always borrowing.
Helen gives like a nod and she takes this and she thinks, "Oh, this is really cool because like okay, yeah. I think I think she signs. When I first joined, she scared me too. You have to you have to offer a lot of things for this club. You have to give a lot of things for the It's never easy, but I think she looks at you and it's this very it's a very careful expression. And she signs, I've been here for a very long time. I'm going to keep being here a very long time.
Nod, nod.
You know her in a way that I don't. But what I can tell you is that she doesn't just want to take things from you.
Sure. And we've had some of that conversation. I just, I don't want to feel like I have nothing to offer besides a vessel.
She wouldn't have chosen you if you were just a vessel to her. You're already offering her so much.
And I think
I can keep.
Lane comes into the
Yeah.
scene, unless you had
No,
something else to add,
no, you go for it.
and it's just like, yeah, and you do a lot for us too. Speaking of which, I'd like to care for the plants that appeared during that fight. Will you help me build something to support them? This is to Perseus.
Yeah. There's uh, I think there's a look of I welcome the distraction because introspection, hard. Uh, and there's like, yeah, sure, yeah. We'll pick this up later, Helen.
Helen just gives a very decisive nod.
Cool. Yeah. All right, let's get on the roof.
Hmm.
Or do you have a different plan?
Well, the plants that I want to, build a support for are the ones growing out of the actual ground.
I see, I see.
Mhm, mhm.
Because, those plants, even though they're made of fire, they didn't just go away. So, yeah, I want to care for them. And maybe I can find a way to grow some other kinds of plants that will grow in this tormented soil.
Um,
I didn't really have a
okay.
scene in mind for it, but
I do, however, have an idea.
you're right.
Um, which is all right. These look strong and resilient, which is nice. I'm guessing you helped. If these things would have grown here on their own, they would have done that a while ago.
I provided some encouragement, yeah.
Doesn't mean they don't have a preference.
Hmm.
I think I have a spell just for that. So,
Depending on what you say, I might want to add a piece too.
okay. Um, I want to use my spell piece, reveal. Um,
Hmm.
and I think the terrain piece that I want to invoke that comes from this being our headquarters is comfort. And focus it in on what is what is the patch of soil nearby which would be the most comfortable for these plants of yours?
All right, I like that.
Cool.
Let's see, do I have anything to add to that? I don't think any of mine really work. I could see mirrored to like maybe increase the area that we can see. But otherwise, I think if you want to just take this one alone, that's fine.
I think I'll take this. Maren, would you like to answer my questions?
Sure. Sorry, I missed. I was distracted by some fighting pets. What was the terrain spell
Yes.
piece?
Okay, so the terrain spell piece is comfort.
Comfort. I see. Okay.
Ooh, I want to say my knowledge here is imperfect. And I learned this name not on a quest, but in returning from many adventures. Probably from like a fifth outing we've done together. When riding back home, we crest a hill, and the and the 69 and Standard Oil shines from afar. And feeling that sense of finally we're here. Coalesces into a name, and I think this is the first time I'm trying to actually use it in a spell. So I guess the big thing is, what have I not considered?
You're. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm being interrupted by a giant puppy. You're trying to help the plants, right?
Yes, I am trying to reveal comfort.
Reveal comfort.
Does comfort? What does comfort think I have not considered?
You have not considered that in these new plants being introduced to this area again, or introduced to this area. I don't know if it is again. It will change the environment for the other plants around here.
What must I give you in return?
What must you give comfort in return for it to be revealed? I think it wants something physical, like it wants you to give something to the soil that means something to you.
Ooh. Oh boy. Okay.
Like not necessarily like something that represents something for you.
Yeah, I have an idea. Cool. Cindi, can you tell me about the cost?
Sure. So what was your intended outcome again?
I'm trying to reveal comfort, finding the best spot for these new plants where they would be most comfortable.
That's simple or complex? Seems pretty simple, really. I mean, I could make it complex, but
I've been reading. Oh, no, right. Sorry, you go.
No, what do you want to say?
I would just say I've been reading this book about fungi and how like 90% of all plant life depends upon fungi to survive. So it could be complicated because magic plants require magic fungi to live.
Yeah,
Oh no.
I think. Yeah, I think that also factors into it. But I think it's complex in the way that like every single plant has a different place.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not a uniform collection.
No. All the plants
Oh,
want something different. And I think the fungi also factor into it. Like some need some
yeah.
fungi to live, and some can't have too many because then they'll like I don't know what
Yup.
happens. And it's just like you thought you were just looking for a spot to put the plants, but really it's like this whole like rule set and things that you have to follow to like properly
Mhm.
place these
Definitely
fungi
way
or
more
these plants.
complicated than yeah, definitely way more complicated than Lane ever considered.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, I do think you like find it, but it is just like way more effort than you expected, you know? Um,
hmm
what is one
I,
consequence of the actions you must family now? Um, hmm. Um, and I think one of the consequences is that it's like exhausting work, you know? Like,
yeah.
it's like to do this would take like all day, and it's like, yeah, it's gonna be exhausting, probably for the both of you, which is kind of playing on don't mourn the tool for breaking its wielders hands. Just don't blame the plants for being complicated. Place.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I think this one also kind of applies as a principle. Also applies to myself. We're like, yeah, sure, this is tiring work, but the work needs to be done. Um, you know, I could complain, or I could just suck it up. And I think I want to make that like a big expenditure. So I'm spending gaining 3 anguish.
Okay.
And I think the way this looks is, sort of okay. We dig up the plants. I whisper my words of power at them, um, and as I start, uh, there's a um, sort of chlorine green glow that appears around me, and like uh, my hair appears to sort of grow into thicker strands, um, and turns into sort of these ghostly green braids. Um, you know, and Lane, who's close by, also hears that as I'm speaking, my voice changes. As Medusa manifests to put some power behind the spell. And what starts like, okay, there's a pool, there's a place to go, and then it's like, go to a spot, put down one little seedling, move on, and just like follow this follow this connect the dots thing. Just this one here, this one here, this one here, this one here. And, once I'm done, normal look returns. And okay, 20 locations to set up. Let's get to it.
When
Yeah, I think
Medusa.
this,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you go. Sorry.
yeah, I think they just spend like the next several hours or whatever just going around and like planting all of these vines.
Yeah.
Um,
I think a quick question that I have is when Medusa manifests, obviously she's not manifesting fully. So I don't necessarily think she like talks to you or like does any super like big possession or whatever. But what is the feeling you get when this happens?
Honestly, disassociation
Mm.
or dissociation. Um, there, from my perspective, there's I think it starts with a feeling of like, okay, I know these words, I can do this. And as I'm starting, I start off as myself. Then I realize that the task is bigger than I assumed, and um, there's her voice in my head is like, "Let me help you with that, my little Perseus." And like, I think, and this is sort of personal history stuff. I didn't used to carry the nickname Perseus until she said it to me. And she has
Yeah.
never referred to me by my name, only,
Yep. Yep.
and in some ways, while, uh, if I introduce myself and say, like, some people call me Perseus, that's a capital P, like a name, like a nickname. When she
Mhm.
says that, that's a lowercase p,
Yes.
like a title.
Yeah.
Um, but yes, and as she's manifesting, there's a sense of I um I see what I would see. I feel my hands doing the things that they do. I hear my voice coming out of me, but I don't feel like I'm doing those things. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's a bit of a out of body feeling
Yeah.
for a moment.
Mhm.
Um, being a spectator in my own body for a moment, which not the first time,
Yeah.
not as
No.
scary as it used to be.
Uh-huh. Do you want Medusa to learn your name and use it?
Not specifically in those words.
Hmm.
I think that would be a thing how my desire for feeling recognized would work,
Mhm.
feeling worthy.
Yeah.
But there isn't like a drive for I have a name, please use it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. For sure. Cool.
so I think as we're doing this work, Lane, just because it was Perseus who like did all that spell work and had that realization of how complex things are. But just kind of working together with him, is how she realizes, how complicated what she wants to do is. So she is going to try and grow some more plants that can maybe coexist with the ones that they already have. And I think she wants to ask Solstice for help with this
Uh,
particular spell.
mhm. I think as you walk up to Solstice, you notice that he's like packing bags and stuff. Like,
Oh, are you planning on leaving?
Yeah, I think it's time to go again. Thought maybe something big was coming up, but
I see. Well, I hope I could trouble you for one more thing before you um, pack up
sure.
and
What's
get
on
on
your
the
mind?
road. Hmm?
Sure. What's on your mind?
Um, well, to um, I want to cultivate the plants that I grew earlier in during the fight earlier, and I think I need I think it needs other plants to live with if it is going to live at all. Um, but I don't think that my magic on its own will be able to make something different enough.
Well,
Um,
hmm. I'm thinking. I think maybe Solstice just has seeds, like different seeds from around. You know, if he travels a lot. Um,
Mhm.
Yeah, true, true, true.
I mean, I think she's also very much like simple works. Yes, we could use magic, but like seeds also just exist. You know, like
Yeah, like
I think she just turns around and is just like, you know, you don't need magic to solve every problem. And I think she just waffles to her bags a bit, and then it's just like grabs out like a little pouch basically, and it's just like, I have seeds from all over the place. Kind of thing what you're looking for.
Hmm.
We got carrots, we got onions, we got begonias.
Yeah, I think Lane would know some like mundane plants that could probably now flourish in this kind of soil, in the presence of these other like magical plants.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know what they would be, but I do like, you know, she names them because she knows.
Yeah. Uh,
Do you have any of those?
uh, yeah, let me look a bit. And I think it's like, for some of them, it's like the thing you asked for, and for others, it's like, oh, this is kind of like that. Um, oh, you asked for like tulips. I don't have those, but do have like, I don't know, petunias or something. Look close enough, right?
Well, this is mostly almost everything that I asked for. Um, Thank you. But I'm still gonna need your magic and just kind of grabs you by the wrist and like pulls you out to where, various places where she's been growing stuff.
Mhm.
Um, so let's do some magic.
Sure.
Let's.
Um, yeah. Um,
The spell piece that I'm going to offer up is mirrored, and the terrain spell piece will be sprout again.
hmm.
yeah. So sorry. What is? How does this?
You're just gonna select another one of your spell pieces to tack on to combine with my spell piece.
Okay. Let's see. Mirrored and spouting. Um. Hmm. We're in the middle of like a desert, right?
Like a
Yeah,
wasteland. I think somebody
wasteland.
said
Mm-hmm.
poisoned soil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the spell piece that I have that I wanna like use here is raining, which seems
Oh,
like a good thing for plants. um. Yeah.
Right.
Um. So
Raining mirrored sprout. Or mirrored sprout. Oh no, because terrain has to go last, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. Go back to the magic flow chart. There we go. All right. Well, now I am sure of the spell piece. My story is intertwined with it. Same story of how I learned it. So,
Mm.
uh, who wants to be the other side of this conversation?
Anyone still hasn't answered some of these?
Yeah, is there anyone who hasn't gone?
I have definitely done cast. I don't know if I've done negotiate.
Remember, did I do the other side of negotiate yet, or have I only cast a spell?
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
Maybe not. So maybe I should be the one answering, and Solstice, you can ask me
Okay.
the questions.
Sure. So the train is sprouting.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I did actually do negotiate. I remember now because I did
Yes.
sprouting the last time or the first time.
Cool. Let's shake it up. I'll answer these questions.
Okay. Do you want to ask them, Miranda? Or should I
wait,
ask?
no, sorry. I misunderstood what you were saying. No, yeah. Go back to what you were doing.
Okay. Yeah. Who or what is depending on you?
Life here is tenuous, and I would depend on all of your hands to see that I flourish.
Yeah, I think she also asked, do you wish to be a vote?
Yes. To live is to grow. So yes.
um, hmm. What must I give you in return?
Um, I think this applies to it's I think that Lane is, a part of this dialogue, even though that I'm, not asking these questions outright. It's a commitment, bringing this life into this land isn't just something that you can just do and, leave it. It is a responsibility to tend it, to make sure that it flourishes and that anything else that still lives here isn't pushed out when this stuff, you know, proliferates.
Solstice was just packing her bags.
Well, now you've been shamed
Oh,
into
that's
staying.
perfect.
Oh, that's so good.
Excellent.
I think at this moment, Lane notices that like Solstice is kind of like hesitating, like pulling back a bit, um, like I think Solstice is just delaying, like it
I
asks the
think Lane,
go ahead.
Lane just says, I know that I can't force you to stay, but How would she put it? I think there is beauty in the magic that is brought out by these plants, and I think it is good to I want to see that flourish because I think it would be good for this place we live.
Asking me to make a promise I don't think I'll be able to keep.
Hmm.
Not because I don't intend to, but well, you know how my ways are. Or I don't tend to stick around, you know?
Hmm. Well, maybe you wouldn't need to. Maybe you can honor that commitment, you know. Maybe there's a way to honor that commitment abroad. You know, you you travel from place to place and you think that you don't have a connection to any of the you think that you're adrift in the wind without connection. But I can tell you, every place where you rest your legs, rest your back, you leave something there. You put roots down, whether you realize it or not. And you're
This
connected to those places, even long, long after you've ridden away.
Foods have never managed to hold me though.
It's not about being confined or, you know, chained, bound to a place. It's about letting yourself feel that connection even across the distance.
I think solstice is just like, okay, sure, fine. Like, just like saying no with it. I think this is very much a. He's not actually like agreeing or answering the questions. He's just like, okay, fine, I'll go on with it. Like, whether he's
Don't
actually
worry.
committing or not, you know? Like,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess we'll see if this magic succeeds. Um, I think Elaine just says, "Don't worry. I know you wouldn't make a promise that you uh, would make a promise that you wouldn't keep." And yeah, gonna go through with it.
yeah.
Emily, is my intended outcome simple or complex?
Okay, remind me what we're trying to do here. I've been so focused on the interpersonal trauma.
I'm just trying to make like because I made one type of plant,
Oh,
during
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
encounter. So I want to make a bunch of uh, feed a bunch of different plants to improve the biodiversity so things can actually thrive.
Yeah. I think like
I'm going,
oh,
yeah.
oh yeah, and I think like
I'm,
the way we were doing it was with like raining was the thing we were evoking, just so like maybe a
mm-hmm,
rainstorm comes or something, or like yeah, something
mm-hmm.
in that nature.
I'm going to say this is complex because
All right.
trying to alter a biome is complicated. There are a lot of things to
Mm.
consider.
All right. I'm gonna take 5 anguish.
Holy shit! Let's
Damn.
Hell
go!
yeah.
Really putting my
Okay.
back into this one.
Ugh.
All right. So I think uh, how does this start? Um, I think we're standing in like maybe like the center of where all of the other seeds were planted, like in a
Mm,
like a geometrically significant place, you
mm-hmm.
know? And I think I at least am committed to doing what it takes to, tend to these plants. And I think just like an aura, like a sphere of magic, just appears like in between us because I think we're like standing face to face,
Mm-hmm.
and it shoots up into the air with all of the seeds behind it and explodes
Mm.
into a firework, raining the seeds down all around us. And yeah, they fall like shooting stars. They leave like trails of magic as they fall back to the earth and into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure they will grow in time. The growth isn't going to be as explosive as the vines were. You know, there was a necessity there. So these ones will take their time, and Lane will be there to see that something beautiful grows from them.
Yeah. I think you took 5 anguish to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's gonna be multi-layered. I think you do succeed. But I think it's more due to your commitment to this. Solstice contributed, but I think the way that it's going, this is going to affect you the most, I think.
Right, of course.
Um, and I think what this, gosh, I've described a consequence of your actions and how you misread it now. Hmm. Okay. I think the so yes, okay, you succeed, and a consequence. Yeah, I think is similar to the consequence you took before. Except you feel even more connected to everything. You feel everything. You are experiencing everything. You are losing your sense of self, but it's not terrifying. It is beautiful to feel connected to the earth and the sky and to the plants that are very slowly growing. You feel them grow. You feel their networks start to dig into the earth. Um, and I think, um, what do you do to bring yourself back to yourself?
Hmm. Let's see. Maybe I just get this like really far away look in my eyes as I am suddenly like swept away in this feeling. And I'd like Solstice to like, she's Solstice is the one right in front of me, so it would make the most sense for they to be the one that kind of like is able to like bring me back to my present body.
Hmm.
Yeah. How would Solstice do that? I think Solstice, like, what would this look like for Solstice as this happens? I guess the first thing. Um,
Um,
I have a pitch if you want.
yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah. I think what this looks like is you have that faraway look in your eyes, but I think Solstice sees like tears run down your face. But you have
Mm.
this like smile, and I think Solstice, you see someone who is like experiencing this intense moment of joy and connection. But I think you also see her start to like sway a little bit, and again, like look very like far away and not quite like settled in herself.
So I am wearing that. I did put that flower in my hair, and I think I am. It is just kind of weaving a flower crown around my head
Yeah,
as
yeah.
this kind of
It's
sensation comes over me.
the flowers start to bloom, and I think like some of them try to like put roots in through your hair.
Uh, yeah, I think like at first, like Solstice just like kind of let you. Like it seems like you have a lot of joy. Like this is a good thing. So she's like not doing anything yet. But I think like as she sees like the plants doing that, I think she like is slowly like, this could be bad. And
Yep.
like I
This is
think she
going a
just
little too
like kind of
far.
yeah, I kind of just like grabs your shoulders and starts shaking you. I think like
Yeah. Oh yeah, simple, effective. Yeah,
yeah.
and I think like
Simple,
I think
effective.
yeah, the flowers like fall away, the petals fall away, and I think you're brought back to yourself in this like pretty sudden moment of like, oh shit.
I think they gasp as she kind of snaps back to her body.
Are you
Like,
okay?
oh, extremely.
Uh, you just like were staring into the distance and like flowers were like growing in your hair.
Um, I think she like, because I think like the vines or roots that like made the shape of the crown are still there, even though there are like no more flowers on it.
Mhm.
Um, touches it, sees the petals kind of scattered around her, and was like, I felt it all there. Um, gonna have our work cut out for us.
I think part of the agony here is not only was it an immense amount of effort for you to achieve this, but I think you feel this deep sadness that's almost this kind of grief, because I think you realize now more than ever that Solstice has never experienced anything like this. Um,
mm,
and you want to like share this experience with somebody, but you don't have that right now. You're just yourself again.
yeah. Oh,
Oh,
mm. I wish I could have shown. I wish you could have felt it too. You also contributed so much to this.
Doesn't really seem that.
Yeah,
So,
Solstice is like, oh.
don't know if I want this, but I don't know how to say that in a nice way.
Maybe you don't need to say it in a nice way.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
say it.
I'm
Look,
sorry,
I don't
remind
need
me what
this
you.
fucked up plan shit, okay?
um,
Mm,
Oh,
that's
goodness.
okay. Um, you have your own connections to make. Mine are to these plants now.
Yeah.
Plant cult, plant cult. Um,
It's not a cult.
no, it's not. It's definitely not. It's not a cult. It's a chill vibe. Goodness. I think we do have a few minutes left.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um, there is a beat that I want to hit with Helen really quickly, and then do we want to set up some kind of cliffhanger, or do we just want to end on like shots of each of us as the day ends?
I think I have a really funny idea
cliffhanger,
for a cliffhanger.
cliffhanger.
Mhm.
All right, sweet. Okay, so I think very quickly, I think the hour is up, so Helen can talk now. um,
Yay!
I think she has to cough out quite a bit of smoke, but she's um, drinks, chugs water. Um, And I think this whole time, she has been, tending to Lefty, and talking to Lefty through sign language, and Lefty kind of like skull rattling, um, and polishing Lefty's skull and everything. Um, and I think she's also been mending her wife's biker jacket, um, which I think was found on the road. Um, so she's been just steadily keeping mending it and making sure it's in good condition. And I think as soon as she's able to talk again, um, Helen takes out a cassette recorder, and starts recording the day for her wife. So when she comes back, she's gonna be caught up with everything.
Aw.
All right, what's this idea for this cliffhanger we're going on?
Okay, so um, unrelated to the idea, there's a Medusa move that is relevant, which is when someone is approaching their maximum anguish, I can exchange our anguish levels. So I think in the background of what I'm about to describe, there's a scene of Vulcaner tending to Lane, who appears very exhausted, and just like, here, have this cup of hot cocoa or something. But the sun is setting. We have, I want to say, the area around us is very flat, so we have these very long shadows on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is tinged orange and purple, and a single car drives down the road, stops at our gas station, and we can see there's a man at the wheel and a woman in the passenger side. And he gets out. Axel asks, like, do I pump and then pay, or do I pay and pump? And and it's like, hey, y'all got any sandwiches or anything like that? Me and the old lady, we were trying to we're on a trip across the country, and we were trying to stop at the drive-in up the road there. And as we were ordering our foods, this bunch of bikers came in and kicked us out. Yeah. Said something. I think the name was Ted the Gunner and his posse. Um, and yeah, it looked like they were, well, they kicked everyone out of the diner, and so we were forced to go down the road. So we're kind of hungry here. You got any sandwiches we can buy? Who's up front to meet the guy?
Bates was probably downstairs, having returned to trying to figure out how to reattach the door.
Mm, then he's probably talking to you, and yeah, and like they look like they were coming this direction as well. So we decided we need to get out of there real quick, and we probably don't want to stay for too long. But you're just gonna fill up and grab something you can offer.
Okay,
Oh wait,
2 things.
there's,
1, are you aware we're not an actual gas station?
look, do you have gas?
Yes, for our own consumption.
Do you take money?
Sometimes.
Well, then I'm sure we can come to some sort of agreement.
I think Lane is like hearing this and it's just like, yeah, we'll give you a little bit to get to the next station. Don't worry. And like just
Oh,
goes
bless you, kind
around
of
to the
hard.
garage to just get a gas can to Kind
to
of
give
just
them
kind of
a little
shoves it
boost.
into his arms and be like, "Here, fill it yourself."
Bless your kind hearts. But yeah, and he just louder for the people in the back says, yeah, but you kind of folk you probably want to watch out. The Ted the Gunner guy looks like a real piece of work.
Someone
And
is moving in on our turf. This?
I have a thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Our diner
Unacceptable.
to menace.
Yes.
and sort of hearing, there's a bit of a commotion. Vulcaner step, goes up closer to the front and hears the name Ted the Gunner, and whoever's in front, you hear from behind you this like a bit of a whooshing sound as sort of some airs rushes out of the room, and the distinct sound of a blade being pulled out of a sheath.
Good.
And as you look back, there he stands, helmet down, the bracer is turned into a shield, the gun is turned into a short sword. There's ghostly green light glowing from the eye holes on the helmet. And there's like a voice that is both Vulcaners and Medusas. I know that name, and I have a score to settle.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
I-
good. Let's go fuck up some white supremacists.
I
Yes.
like want to narrate another bit after that.
What was that?
I want to narrate another bit after that.
Yes.
Yes.
Do it. We
Which
have some
is-
time.
Which is like empty boats. I think you see like, you see Solstice on her like motorcycle. The hooves are freshly manicured. And I think you see her on a motorcycle, and as she's driving, she passes by this gang of bikers. And I think you see her like think for a minute, and then just like does this like drifting like U-turn, like as she realizes what this gang is heading to. And I think you see her like going after it because like she's realizing where this gang is heading, and I think as she does that
Wants
on
to
the
help
back
her
of
friend.
and as she does that on the back of one of her backpacks, you see like a little plant sticking out.
Yes.
Yes. I think very quickly, we just see Helen. I think she, you know what? Helen has a machete. I've decided that now. It's like a serrated machete. And I think takes that out, it straps it on her back, and just like heads out on Lefty to go and meet this gang because we have to make a proper introduction. And it's her job to get into messy business. So she's
Lane is
riding out.
definitely right behind her.
Yeah.
You know.
We are
Yeah.
driving out information.
Yeah, the sliver of death is
Lane is soft
it's
and
giving
sensitive,
the such
but
in there.
Yes.
she is entirely ready to kill some fucking fascists.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Time for murder most foul.
Some kick-ass music
Well.
plays.
Tune in next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it in fucking next time.
Perseus outrun his past as it tries to catch up to him.
It's okay. We'll beat his past into him. This has
Only
been
accept surrender from a corpse.
exactly. Yeah, so this has been Medusa's Marauders by Therapeutic Blasphemy Games. We are Plus Bond, raising money black and pink. I've been Emily, your host, and this has been an amazing experience. Thank you guys so much for joining me. You killed it. You also killed a
Oh,
goat.
great. I had so much fun.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Oh,
hosting,
that's
Emily.
awesome.
Yeah,
Woo!
thanks.
Yes.
We did it.
Oh, that's very good. Hell yeah. Get hyped for the next game that's about to play, which
Yes.
is going to be the inspectors are in. Okay, get hyped because this is about like it's a very good game. It's about like what if like typical like D&D dungeons had like OSHA had to comply with OSHA and you're playing OSHA and it rules. Get excited for some corruption busting and some fair work practices.
What do you mean you put in a load bearing mimic?
Exactly. Right, you know, to the skeleton. Are you getting paid enough? Like, it's exciting. Get hyped. Donate to Black and Pink, or share if you can, about this great organization. And thank you all so much, for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Woo!
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, if we want to head back out and then inspectors are in, can start up.
Okay. Bye.